Welcome back. We've been talking about celebrating America, and what better way than with hot dogs? And Costco is helping, making a change to its iconic hot dog combo. But don't worry, the price is staying the same, but now there's another option. So you don't have to have soda. You can pair the dogs with water. And John, I'm sure you like this option.
I like the water.
Okay.
Water is healthy. In terms of hot dogs, I kind of gave it up, but you know what? It is a staple item.
Yes.
Whether you talk about a barbecue or you talk about a birthday celebration, even America 250. So, you know what? $1.50 for a hot dog with all the trimmings and toppings. You can't beat it.
Well, I think this is possibly a part of the Maha movement here. Water, of course, we know, better than soda. And Costco, I know everyone, and whenever I go to Costco, I do admit to picking up a hot dog. I love hot dogs. I think they're great. Again, very nostalgic, summertime, Americana. And for most people, soda really is the worst part because of the level of sugar, people with diabetes, not to be such a Debbie Downer, but yes, water is better for you than soda.
Well, you strike me as the type to not just go for water, sparkling water, flavored sparkling water.
Elevated. Thank you for picking up on that, John. I do like sparkling water. I actually don't love water. It's weird. I don't like bottled water. I find it sometimes difficult to drink. I always put a little lemon or something in it. It's not my favorite thing.
See, so I was right about the flavor.
You were right.
You need the flavor with the H2O.
Yes, but you've inspired me, John. You've inspired, I think, our audience, too, to drop some of the soda, take up the Maha movement, be a little healthier, make slight changes. I think it's important for all of us for longevity.
Totally. And the thing is, I can't say the particular water company name, but we've been having a feud on Twitter, now X, for the last several years. I want them to put the pH.
Welcome home to the Dove TV, encouraging and informative. More at thedove.us.
Good morning. You're tuned to the Dove, encouraging and informative, helping Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Nevada start the day with news and encouragement. This is Mornings on the Dove.
Well, good morning to you. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Mornings on the Dove. This is where Jerry Building gets his kicks.
Yep, ain't even Route 66.
Yeah, there you go. Good morning. That's Jerry. That's all you need to know.
Good morning,
I'm here to make him look good.
That's a big job. Good luck with that. Oh, man.
Anyway, good morning to you. Happy Thursday. Always a lot in the news. Beautiful weather. Could get a little warm today. Back down, and they get warm over the weekend.
Yeah, guess what?
What?
It's a nice day. It's early. There are pickups pulling things going up Highway 62 next to the Rogue River.
Yeah.
Pulling boats. Drift boats.
Yeah.
Yeah, fish are in. Yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
I don't know. I do think that, you know what? I could probably schedule this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking about it. Electronic and connections being what they are.
Yeah. Well, you know, I used to do on the river reports, you know, long ago. That was one of the best duties I've ever had here.
I think, you know, Fridays you ought to be down at the river.
Yeah. Except it was very difficult trying to tell folks where I was on the river. Well, it wasn't difficult. I just wasn't willing.
No. You just tell them I'm at the river.
I'm at the river, somewhere on the river.
Somewhere on the river.
But there are fish in the river. It's looking good. Water levels are still a little bit low. It's filling. We're not going to have that much water. It's only like, you know, there are only about 1,100 cubic feet per second coming out of the dam right now. Yeah.
Well, I drove over the lake the other day. It looked good.
Did it? All right. Well, we need to keep as much as we can, as long as we can.
I'm going to guess it's 80-85% full.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I mean, there's a little around, but not like it was.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. That's good news.
That's Lost Creek. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
anyway, good morning to you. Happy Thursday.
Well, salmon are not shelter pets.
No.
So you can't adopt them because today is National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day, raising the awareness for thousands of pets that are waiting and needing adoption from shelters. So if you're thinking about getting a pet, think about a shelter pet. Yeah. Also, National Preparation Day, especially in regards to natural disasters. There's a whole industry built around preppers.
Preppers.
Preppers. Yeah. You can go into most stores and get like prepper ingredients for foods and stuff. Even in Costco, they sell these big food kits, that'll last you a month.
Yeah.
My goodness. So whatever that natural disaster may be.
Well, I think you ought to be wise about this.
Yeah.
And I think everybody should have a little of extra something.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we tend to live a little bit too tight in that regard.
Well, the budgets being what they are these days.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you should always have an extra can of beans.
Yep.
And make sure you keep your medication.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's something. That's right. That is another method of prepping. You got to be. Yes.
Do your medication.
Interesting.
Water.
Water. Yeah.
Water's important.
Yeah. What's up? What's up, Doc? It's National Bugs Bunny Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What's up, Doc? It is on this day. It commemorates the date that the famous bunny first appeared in a short film, all the way back in 1938. Really? Bugs Bunny, yes, he's morphed through the years.
Mel Blanc back there doing
Mel Blanc, yeah. I wonder if he did the first voice on that, because he did them all.
Well, he was quite a guy.
Yeah.
I'd watch him on Johnny Carson, and he'd just sit there and do all these things.
All these different, and he could move in and out of them. It was pretty amazing. He even did the Flintstones. He was Barney Rubble.
Yeah.
So also National Hairstylist Appreciation Day. If you appreciate your hairstylist, let them know. Julia, we love you.
Okay.
Pam, that's on behalf of Pam. Julia, we love you.
I've learned something about salons.
What have you learned?
They're patent places.
Now, you know what? That is the truth. My mom owned 2 beauty shops when I was growing up.
They're like hospitals.
She would come home and tell stories about what went on in the shop. Yeah. It was amazing.
Well, it's not only among themselves. It's among their customers.
Well, you know
when
what?
you go in there, it's just a little patent place.
Well, check it. My mom had 2 customers who were native Italians.
Native Italians?
Yes, and she could not book them during the same slot because one was from the south and one was from the north, and they did not like each other. Oh, geographically, they didn't align. It was like, are you kidding me? They're both Italians. Nope, one's from the south, one's from the north. They don't mix.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I've been in a few, and you're talking to some of these operators, and you don't want to,
Yeah, right.
You don't want her to do that.
No.
That person over there, I go, God, turn this into a soap opera.
Yep.
That's the chair turn.
But we appreciate our hairstylists. Thank you very much. Also, National Raisin Day. So, it's a healthy, dried up grapes. Absolutely. And they're healthy.
So, very much so.
Yeah, put them on your oatmeal or in your oatmeal cookie.
Okay.
Because it's National Oatmeal Cookie Day. And then after you eat, I don't know if I've had the oatmeal cookie with the icing on it like that.
Okay.
But they look healthy. They are delicious, and you can wash them down with bubble tea. It's National Bubble Tea Day. Bubble tea, also known as boba tea, originated in Taiwan in the 1980s, and it was when a person over there in one of these shops put pearl, the tapioca pearl bubbles in the bottom of the tea. I think you guys don't have that video. It creates a unique texture that became a hit with the customers, and bubble tea has become a global sensation, spread from Taiwan through Asia to the United States and beyond. It is enjoyed worldwide and has even inspired festivals and bubble tea events. And you've never had it, have you?
I guess not.
They're wonderful.
I may have and didn't know what
It's
it
like these little tapioca balls that they put in the bottom of the tea. The thing is that they've now morphed into everything. It's not just tea. They put fruit in there. They put all kinds of flavorings and syrups, and it's amazing. But it also has some good stuff in it too, because it's got antioxidants in it, along with the sugar. The sugar's a little bit tough, but anyway, enjoy your bubble tea, because that's what we got. Oatmeal cookies and bubble tea.
All right.
All right.
Well, here's Pam's little Bubba.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. With high pressure strengthening over our region today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, including Vancouver, Portland, Wilsonville, and McMinnville, mostly sunny with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. Continuing with mostly sunny skies as we move down the Willamette Valley, temperatures will be comfortably in the mid-70s from Salem through Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene, with lows tonight in the mid to upper 40s. In central Oregon, sunny around Prineville with a high near 73, mostly sunny in Bend and Sun River with highs in the upper 60s, a nice spring day in Boise, Idaho with sunshine and high temperatures in the low 70s. Patchy fog again this morning along the Oregon coast, then mostly cloudy but gradually becoming sunny. Daytime highs will be near 67 in Coos Bay and low 60s for Port Orford, Brookings, and Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, mostly sunny for the Rogue Valley with highs in the low 80s for Grants Pass and Medford and near 78 in Ashland. Sunny skies across the Klamath Basin with daytime highs in the low 70s. Into northern California, mostly sunny in low 70s in Wairika, sunny in Redding and Chico with high temperatures in the mid-upper 80s, and mostly sunny in upper 50s around Fort Bragg. In the Bay Area, patchy fog, then sunny in near 79 and 80 for Santa Rosa and Napa, sunny in San Francisco with a daytime high near 70, and today in San Jose, patchy fog, then sunny in 79. Central California will be bright and sunny today with daytime high temperatures in the mid-80s from Sacramento down through Stockton, Modesto, Fresno, Visalia, and Bakersfield with lows in the 50s. It's a snapshot of your Thursday weather from Grange Co-op.
All right, there we go. The makings of another beautiful day here in southern Oregon. A little on the hazy side out there, but that'll give way to beautiful blue skies and sunshine. Enjoy that. Touching right up around 80 today. Good stuff.
Have you ever considered how the Transfiguration is a picture of things to come? I never really have, but here is Greg Laurie. He addresses this common question.
The Bible speaks of the law and the prophets. Who better to represent the law than Moses, the great lawgiver? The 10 Commandments were given to him on Mount Sinai. Who better to represent the prophets than the wonder-working prophet Elijah, who uniquely had the ability to call fire down from heaven? And here it was, this glorious moment. But you ask the question, well, how was the transfiguration of Jesus a preview of things to come? It's reminding us that we one day will have resurrection bodies. You see, one day we're going to be raised again from the dead, and our resurrection body will resemble the resurrected body of the Lord Jesus Christ. And we know when Jesus rose again, he was still physical. He wasn't like a phantom. He still was Jesus. He still bore in his physical body the marks of the crucifixion, yet at the same time, he could appear in a room without using the door. At the same time, he would eat as well. And by the way, Jesus loved to eat. Have you ever noticed how often Jesus was eating with people? He even used it as a picture of having a relationship with him when he says in Revelation 3:20, behold, I stand at the door and knock, and if you'll hear my voice and open the door, I'll come in and sup with you. I'll eat with you. He loved to have meals with his disciples. How many of you love to eat? Raise your hand. I can tell some of you.
Okay.
Well, food is the great denominator. I mean, it is the great equalizer, I should say.
Yeah.
It is the Last Supper.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say always do something over food.
Yeah. Well, yeah, even when Jesus appeared on the shoreline, he's cooking fish.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So, food. But transfiguration, do you realize they stepped from the supernatural back to the natural, back to the supernatural?
Amazing. Yeah.
That give you a little bit of idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there they are, the three of them.
Mm-hmm.
They step out of the supernatural, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
At least that not a zone. What am I calling it? That sphere.
Okay. Dimension?
Dimension.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
the word I was looking for.
All right.
They step out of that dimension.
Mm-hmm.
They're back in the natural.
Yes.
And then they step back into that. Jesus went from the grave and then appears from the grave in that dimension,
Yeah.
or from that dimension back to a human dimension,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then
And
goes up.
Peter, James, and John are going, what?
Yeah.
What? Isn't it good that they were together? Imagine if somebody was alone watching that. Oh, my
So
goodness.
somebody always, said, why do you Christians believe in these fairy tale stories? People coming from, the other world back into this world and back into. And I said, well, let me ask you this:
Yeah.
Did you serve a God that wasn't supernatural?
Excellent question. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
you're putting me down for believing in something that has been proven over. But the point is that if God is the all-knowing, all-present, and all-powerful,
Yeah.
then He should be able to do these things.
Yeah.
And we want to be. He wants us to be like Him in the future. So what does your religion teach you? You live, you die, and it's over.
Is that all
And
there is?
nobody created this. It's
Right.
all happenstance.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Stuff created living things, and
Yeah.
not a living thing, a supreme being creating
And
stuff.
it goes back, you can put John Middendorf and all these other guys in
I
there.
love it. Yeah.
The question is,
Yeah.
where did energy come from?
Oh boy. Yeah.
Do you realize that God
Yeah.
is the inventor, the giver, and the sustainer of life? When I say the inventor, where did life and energy come from? Came from Him.
He created it.
Right.
Right.
So He is the giver of life and the sustainer of life.
Mm.
And we want to cheapen life, saying it has
we
no
have
value.
we have cheapened life.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so much for all those sermons.
All right.
I'm still trying to figure out tapioca balls at the bottom of my tea.
Boba tea. Yeah, boba
Oh,
tea.
boba.
Yeah,
I thought it was Bubba.
It's Bubba tea. You know what? That's a brand. I think that would be a new brand.
Bubba tea?
Yeah, Bubba tea.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't Bubba shrimp.
Put Bubba shrimp. Yeah. Bubba tea. Put Bill Clinton's picture on the front. Excuse me. That's what, you know what? It's word association. When you say Bubba, what do you think? That was his nickname, remember?
That's his nickname.
Bubba, yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Please,
Take a look at some of
please,
the
by
top
all
stories.
means.
Well, the Supreme Court was in the news a lot yesterday. The Supreme Court, this is a big decision. The
Yes.
Supreme Court yesterday struck down a race-based redistricting map in Louisiana, ruling that the state's second black majority district violates the Constitution. Listen to this. The vote was 6-3 at the Supreme Court.
Yeah. Yep.
So, again, this is a classic example.
Look at that district.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is a classic
Wow.
example of the Democrats blaming you for what they're doing.
Exactly.
This is so classic.
Oh my word.
So the Supreme Court stepped in and said, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was blatant. They're redistricting based on race alone.
See?
Yeah.
And now who's racist here?
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, the hypocrisy of this thing is just amazing.
Yep.
All right, Jerome Powell, he's going to wrap up his position as chairman of the Federal Reserve, but he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's going to be a governor. He's going to stay on as one of the governors on the board.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's what he had to say.
The Federal Reserve exists for one fundamental purpose: to foster the economic conditions in which American families and businesses can thrive. Stable prices, a strong job market, and a financial system they can depend on. Every decision we make, whether about interest rates or regulatory and supervisory matters or other issues, is made in service of that purpose. Our decisions reflect the collective judgment of the Board of Governors and the Federal Open Market Committee, colleagues who demonstrate analytical rigor, principled judgment, and a genuine commitment to the public interest. Our collaborative and deliberative process has long reflected a shared commitment to finding common ground in service to our mission. This institution is resilient, capable, and staffed by professionals of extraordinary talent and exceptional dedication. It has been a privilege to serve alongside so many great public servants at the Board of Governors and around the Federal Reserve System.
Okay, so he's stepping down his chair. He's going to stay on the governing board, and this is really a poke at Trump. This is what this is. Normally, these chairmen would step back.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you worked your way up. So he's going to be a thorn in the side. Is still remaining on the board. I don't think it will last long, but the new chairman is getting through the approval system, and he takes over. Well, see, tomorrow's May 1st, so I don't know how soon he takes over. It's sometime in May. And he's going to be a new face, a new voice. And I want to say this respectfully, but it's just true from what I read. And I'm not an economist. You and I play one. Okay. But I've talked to a lot of people. Most will conclude that Jerome Powell was probably the worst chairman we've ever had in that seat.
Whoa, okay.
Now, we've had some bad ones.
Yeah.
But this guy, and then he's tied up in this building problem.
Yes.
He spent they're building a new building for the Federal Reserve, which I don't know why they can't just rent office space somewhere. Okay, and the building project is now $1 billion over.
Yeah, how's that happen?
How does that happen?
Yeah.
So anyway, he's still under scrutiny for that. But the only reason he's sticking around is to poke Trump. The other thing is that they didn't lower rates 2 or 3 days ago.
Right.
They kept.
Yeah.
That was a poke at Trump too.
Yeah, exactly.
So he and Trump, they don't like each other, and so that's kind of float around. But the new one coming in, young, sharp, ready to go. The question is how much pull does the governors have in slowing down the chairman or what he wants to do, or how much power does the chairman have over the governing board?
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of interesting.
I have a question for you. Do you have any inside information? What happened between the president and Powell? I mean, he appointed him to that position.
Yeah.
Was it strictly policy that created the divide?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, well, remember this now.
Okay.
He got appointed to that position in Trump's first term.
Yes, yeah.
And Trump, going into the White House, didn't know how the game was played, and he took everybody's advice about who to put where.
Yeah, he admits that. Yes.
He admits that.
Yes.
And now his second term, he goes, well, you know what? I'm not listening to all you
Right.
yahoos. I'm going to appoint who I want. Okay. And Powell was a good old boy in the system. Well, you got to go with him. He's the guy. He's been around. He knows what he's doing, da-da-da. So he went with him.
Yeah.
And come to find out that they weren't even close philosophically when it comes to running the country or the economy.
Right.
So,
yeah.
All right. The other thing is hate speech.
Okay.
This is in the news. And is hate speech contributing to the problems in politics and public life and the threats on public servants, i.e. the president's third attempt of assassination?
Oh, yeah. Go on social media. It's all over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of the California gubernatorial debate?
I did not. I've read a little bit about it, but I didn't. How about you?
I did.
Okay.
I didn't watch it all. I
right.
watched it back and forth. And they actually managed it pretty well.
Really?
Yes or no. Then they would ask questions, yes or no, and they were kind of going along. And then every once in a while somebody would expand on it. But you could tell by their expansion whether the answer was yes or no.
Okay. Yeah.
So Katie Porter.
Yeah.
She's one of the leading Democrats in the race. Well, she's in the race. She's there for a while, was leading Democrat, and then Swalwell gets out, and some other people are now kind of fighting for that next position. This woman.
Oh, toxic.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So she gets off the debate, and she goes to her computer and sends her supporters a hate rant against President Trump, and using the word 4 different times in the hate speech.
Yeah.
And the Democrats don't do this? There is clear evidence that they do it.
They do it over and over. Well, you know.
I mean, when you read the context in which she writes, using the word against the president, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. And a letter to her donors. Why would anybody support this person?
Yeah. Right, and she's been accused of creating a toxic workplace.
Yeah.
Her staff members have complained, and yet she still continues in that vein. It's weird.
She's got a foul mouth, a bad spirit, and she kind of reminds me, and I say this only because they seem to have, there's a bug.
I know, I see, it's flying right over here.
We're not seeing things. They're actually here.
What are you talking about?
Anyway, She kind of reminds me of Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
You can see
Yeah.
those
Oh, yes.
You know?
Yes.
And you kind of go, oh, my stars.
Right.
It's really something.
Yeah.
All right, so I know that you like drugs.
Don't put that on the highlight reel.
Well, you know.
Nice. Would you like to clarify that?
Well, the ones that help make pain go away.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've been fond of that in the
I'm not
last year.
talking
Yeah.
psychedelic
Yeah,
drugs.
no, okay, thank you very much.
Even though the president talked about psychedelic drugs the
He
other
did?
day. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Oh, no.
He was talking, man, I'm under so much pressure. Maybe I ought to try some of that stuff. I'm paraphrasing.
Oh, gosh.
All right, so anyway, in the meantime, the president reveals a new government website. Of course, it's been around for a while, but here it is, the TrumpRx.gov for cheaper drugs. And here's the president talking about it a little bit.
It's starting tonight. Dozens of the most commonly used prescription drugs will be available at dramatic discounts for all consumers throughout a new website. It's called TrumpRx.gov. That's TrumpRx.gov. For years, politicians from both parties have promised to bring down prescription drug prices and make health care more affordable, but they all failed.
Wow.
So you can go to TrumpRx.gov and get cheaper drugs. You know, there's great complaint about the president putting his name on everything. I get it. I get it. I wish, you know, he'd tone all that down.
Yeah.
But folks, you got to read The Art of the Deal.
Oh, yeah.
He is trolling the left, and they're going crazy with it.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And so the question pops up, what has the left done that would warrant their name being on anything? What has What has Governor Newsom done that he would even want a bust of himself at the Capitol?
Yes.
You know?
Right.
So now I got TrumpRx.gov.
Wow.
You got Trump and Kennedy Center.
Yeah. Right.
I wish he would have reversed that.
I do too.
I wish he would have
showed just
Kennedy
a little,
and Trump Center.
Right, a little humility in there would have been good.
So
yes.
is there going to be a golden tee in the new ballroom?
Oh,
Just kind of off to the corner somewhere.
I don't know.
We're having fun with this, folks. This is all joke. But now it's on the passports. You know, the picture on the passport.
Yes.
And I guess Governor Newsom's a little uptight about that.
Yeah, apparently so. It's too bad.
Oh, well, he's trolling you guys. I'm telling you, he's trolling. And you know what? He's winning with the trolling. It's working.
Let's go backwards. Tylenol and Advil. It's all I'm on these days.
Got a problem there?
I think that thing's stuck in a lot of minds there. No, just Tylenol.
You remember Pat Daly?
Yeah. Oh, I remember Pat well.
Okay,
Love
so Pat Daly came from us from Jefferson Public Radio.
Right,
He worked with us when we were only radio for years. He was a funny guy.
I love Pat.
Hoot of a guy.
Yep.
And he did this little skit. He called himself Stone.
Stone. Perry, the very first time I saw his Stone character, we were doing the very first share-a-thon I'd ever done on the Dove Radio. And I was on the board, and you and Pat were there. And all of a sudden, you started interviewing this guy named Stone. And Pat morphed right into this character.
Yeah.
And you guys were going, I was on the floor laughing so hard. It was so funny. That character is hilarious.
Oh, gosh. He would go in and out of this character. And it was so contrary to who he is as a person.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
that's what made it so funny.
Oh, God, it was hilarious. But then he would say, hey, man, he said, he kind of talked like the guys from Haight-Ashbury. Hey, man.
I know. Yeah.
And he'd say,
he's like,
hey, man, I'll trade you some of my green ones for some of your red ones.
I know, he's like Cheech and Chong in one character. Oh, my gosh.
Anyway.
Yeah, funny.
I don't know if you can get those drugs at TrumpRx. We'll be right back.
Mom makes everything a little better. This Mother's Day, let her know. At Grange Co-op, we've got beautiful 10-inch hanging baskets for just $29.99. Jumbo annual packs are $5 each when you buy 2 or more, and select denim is 40% off. Plus, join us for our free Paint-A-Pot event Saturday, May 9th from 10 to 2. Find more deals at GrangeCoop.com or just scan the QR code. Grange Co-op, your Mother's Day destination, now through May 10th.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
When life feels heavy, your body feels it, your mind feels it. That is why I created Organic Elements Wellness Spa, a place where wellness is not a luxury, it's a way of life. Step into our wellness lounge with a Himalayan salt room, infrared sauna, steam room, and invigorating cold plunge. Restore your nervous system, detox your body, and clear your mind. Then experience customized massage, advanced skin therapies, and result-driven facials, all designed to help you look as good as you feel. There's nothing else like this in Southern Oregon. This is your space to heal, to reset, to glow. Call today to book your private wellness party for up to 15 guests or surprise someone special with a gift certificate.
Visit Organic Elements Wellness Spa on East Main Street in Medford. Book online at organicelementspa.com. Wellness is wholeness. Voted best of Southern Oregon.
At Sweet Tea Express, we've got you covered. Order at the counter and our friendly service staff will do the rest. Breakfast served daily until 2 p.m. Breakfast burritos, biscuits and gravy, skillets, omelets, and more. Sweet Tea Express. Don't get caught hungry.
All right, good morning to you. Happy Thursday. Let's check out some things, other news items today. A little bit backyard news. I don't know if you remember, there was a bill going through the Oregon legislature as to whether or not we were going to support the redo of the Moda Center.
Oh, yeah.
To the tune of $600 million.
Yeah.
Oregon Governor Tina Kotek officially signed the Senate Bill 1501 yesterday. Actually earlier this week, paving the way for a massive $600 million renovation of the Moda Center. Now, here's the deal. The legislation establishes a joint authority to oversee the upgrades and authorizes the state to issue $365 million in bonds for the project. Okay? Rather than creating a new tax, the state's portion will be paid for by redirecting existing income taxes paid by the arena performers and construction workers and the Rose Garden. I have no idea. This sounds like swishy-wishy stuff, but apparently we're going to be involved from a state level in renovating the Moda Center.
Well,
this is the home of the Blazers.
Yeah, well, now's the time to do it because the Blazers were just eliminated from the playoffs, so they won't be using that building for a while.
The new owners are having a tough go, aren't they?
Oh, boy. Yeah.
And that's a whole nother story.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the meantime, back to some more international news. The president is not happy with NATO, as you can imagine. And in particular, he's not happy with Germany. And the Germany chancellor...
What is that word, parent?
Hold on. Hello.
That guy's not German.
No. So anyway... the German Chancellor, Merz, was in town, and they're talking back and forth. And Merz is kind of on Trump for, getting involved in Iran in the first place. So Trump said, well, that's no problem. I understand you're a NATO guy and all this, and we're allies, but, you're not really respecting really what's going on. In fact, I really question if you really understand what's going on. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to pull out about 9,500 of our people, military people that are on our bases in your country.
Oh.
So they're looking at a troop reduction from American troops stationed in Germany.
Wow, I didn't hear that.
So if you don't want us, well, I guess we'll just take some of us.
Why
and go
not?
home.
Yes.
I tell you what, this guy is shaking things up, so he's kind of a. The president is going to say, all right, if you don't want us and you're not going to help us, and then why should we have 34,000 there now? I think we'll just take about 10,000 and go home.
Yeah, why should we say where we're not welcome? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's see here. This is an interesting case. The Supreme Court, again, yesterday, unanimously ruled that the state of New Jersey was wrong to force a pro-life pregnancy care center to disclose its private donor information. And so the Supreme Court came down and said, no, you can't force them to do it. This is a big win.
And I wonder what
this is a huge win for all kinds of operations.
Why was the state of New Jersey doing this? What was the point?
So they could mine the donors and then go after them for supporting pro-life organizations.
Okay.
You talk about politics.
That's
Gosh.
terrible.
So 9-0.
Yeah, and that's
a big deal.
Big deal. Yeah.
Okay. In the meantime, coming up May 17th, which is 17 days away, 18 days away, is going to be a National Day of Prayer. And here's the president talking about it.
Some churches are seeing a 30%, 50%, or even 70% increase in the number of converts and also the number of people going to church every week. To support this exciting renewal this morning, I'm pleased to announce that on May 17th, 2026, that we're inviting Americans from all across the country to come together on our national mall to pray, to give thanks, and we are going to do something that everyone said, like, that's tough. We're going to rededicate America as one nation under God. That's what I mean by the Spirit. It's so incredible to see it. I see it so much. I've never seen anything like it in 1 year. I thought it would take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to be where we are. Well, we've done it in, really 10 months. We're at 12, but now it's just getting to a level that we've never reached before as a country. But that includes religion. And maybe that's part of the reason that we're doing so well. There's such great spirit. It's all spirit, and it includes religion. I've always said, you just can't have a great country if you don't have religion. You have to believe in something. You have to believe that what we're doing, there's a reason for it. There has to be a reason for it. We're all working and we're behaving. I behave because I'm afraid not to, okay? Because I don't want to get in trouble. No, it's such a positive thing, and people are starting to see it, and they're going to church, and they're meeting people, and families are developing. It's really, the things are happening in our country right now.
Wow.
Okay, well, May 17th is going to be a day of prayer, and they're kind of showcasing and rededicating the country to be one nation under God. Okay, so this is good all the way around. This is good all the way around. And of course, May 7th is the National Day of Prayer, so it's kind of interesting how these things are unfolding at the last minute. We're going to take a break because we're way over.
Way over.
And we'll get General Kane to come back at another day.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
All right.
Did you know that we're farmers?
Farmers? I knew there was a reason I like overalls.
At theDove, we plant seeds of hope, truth, and the gospel every day.
And when those seeds land in the right hearts, lives change.
But every harvest needs more hands.
That's where you come in.
Today, become a farmer with theDove. Plant a seed, help it grow.
Your gift reaches someone who needs hope.
Don't wait, join us in this harvest.
Let's grow something eternal together.
Give today at theDove.
Being in business is challenging. At Network in Action Southern Oregon, we're all about real connection and real growth. We value your time with once-a-month meetings and believe in transformational relationships rather than transactional ones. We have 3 groups in the Valley, a Christian group, a Medford group, and a Grants Pass group, all filled with amazing local professionals. Network in Action Southern Oregon, so much more than just networking. Find out more at sonetworking.com.
theDove TV, encouraging and informative for the Fresno Visalia area on new full-power KEDZ TV, seen on cable, satellite TV, and over the air. theDove TV, encouraging and informative for the Fresno Visalia area on new full-power KEDZ TV.
Well, how y'all doing out there? Yes, sir. We got a beautiful day. Hey, we wrap up wrap up April here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's May Day today.
Tomorrow's 8th.
Wait, no. What is it? Yeah, it's the 30th today. I thought. Wait.
Am I going too fast for you?
Yeah. You know what?
Your drugs aren't kicking in.
You know what the problem is? I work a day ahead. I work a day ahead.
Oh, I know that.
So I'm doing stories for tomorrow already.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't tell our audience.
Hey, you got to sleep sometime.
He has to do stories between ibuprofen and 3 aspirin.
Oh, gosh.
So much for all that.
Yeah.
Let's check in with CBN News Watch. Apparently, the blockade there in Iran on the Straits is really hurting Iran's economy. Let's get the story from CBN News this morning.
Iran is in a state of collapse and wants us to open the Hormuz Strait as soon as possible, according to this Truth Social post by President Trump. The Wall Street Journal reports that Trump instructed aides to prepare for an extended blockade of Iran to step up economic pressure, forcing the country to find new ways to store its oil and avoid a crippling production shutdown.
The blockade is not a blockade against shipping. It's a blockade against Iranian shipping because they cannot be the sole beneficiaries of an illegal, unlawful, and unjustified system of tolling and control in the Straits.
In a post on X, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent writes, Iran's creaking oil industry is starting to shut in production thanks to the U.S. blockade. Pumping will soon collapse. Gasoline shortages in Iran next. The U.S. naval blockade appears to be working. Iran International reports rising fears of new protests, like it saw in January, driven by a deepening economic crisis, with inflation, government crackdowns, and oil disruptions fueling public anger. To the global oil markets, the United Arab Emirates announces it's moving to withdraw from OPEC May 1st. The move could weaken OPEC's control over oil prices and further roil markets already strained by the Iran conflict.
The UAE is making this decision now as global markets are unsettled, and as it moves into the future, it will be setting its own path and potentially butting up against the OPEC that it once belonged to.
In Lebanon, the Israeli Defense Forces are stepping up operations, citing Hezbollah's ceasefire violations. Israel is targeting the terror group's drones and large tunnel networks and has ordered evacuations of 16 southern villages as strikes intensify.
In Lebanon, there are monumental achievements: the elimination of the rocket array that threatened the entire country, the creation of a security zone that prevents the possibility of an invasion into northern Israel. We have freedom of action to thwart immediate and emerging threats. This is an agreement we made with the United States and also with the Lebanese government.
CNN reports that Iran is expected to submit a new proposal this week. In a new Truth Social post by Trump that's sure to raise some eyebrows, he wrote, Iran can't get their act together. They don't know how to sign a non-nuclear deal. They better get smart soon.
Paul Petit joins us now to continue our coverage. So, Paul, let's talk more about the Strait of Hormuz and the impact of the U.S. naval blockade. How deep is Iran suffering as a result of all this?
Oh, yeah, from right now, Iran is struggling with a massive glut of unsold oil, as you just heard, is forcing it to store crude in overflow facilities, and that's simply, bad for business. The blockade is cutting off key export routes through the Strait of Hormuz, and that severely limits Iran's primary source of revenue. Now, remember here, oil money accounts for nearly half of Iran's total fiscal budget and 60% of Iran's total export revenue. That's a lot of money. Also, you have to think shipping and insurance costs have skyrocketed, making what little export Iran can manage far less profitable here. Efrem?
The possibility of an extension to the naval blockade makes it appear like President Donald Trump is seeing that as a more impactful solution to peace talks with Iran than revamping combat operations. What are you hearing?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting right now, Efrem. Trump is signaling a preference for economic and naval pressure over large-scale military escalation. Of course, you wouldn't know that by seeing the Truth Social post he just put at the end of my story, but there's simply a lot less risk than another full-on invasion of Iran. Now, officials view the blockade as a way to force Iran back to negotiations without triggering a broader regional war and risking more American lives. So, extending the blockade keeps Iran economically isolated, and as I mentioned earlier, while maintaining military leverage here. There's also a growing belief that financial strangulation may achieve concessions faster than direct combat. So we'll have to see if Iran submits another peace proposal, more to Trump's liking, in the coming days here. Now, on the flip side in all this, some analysts warn prolonged blockades could provoke retaliation or escalation in the Gulf areas.
As you mentioned in your story, the UAE plans to leave OPEC. What does this mean to the oil industry and oil prices?
Yeah, that's a huge move here. The end game with OPEC is got the ability to control global oil prices. With the UAE exiting, well, that could impact the group's ability to do just that. So that could lead to increased production competition as the UAE pursues its own output strategy here. And like in any business, increased competition often spells what? Lower prices. So oil prices could face downward pressure if the UAE boosts production independently. So in the short term, though, markets may also see some more volatility as OPEC's cohesion fractures. But in the long term here, the move may encourage other members to reconsider their own participation in the cartel, which could then trigger even further competition, which may end up possibly in lower oil prices.
Well, the UAE getting out of OPEC.
That's amazing, yes.
That's, you know, this could be the equivalent to the United States getting out of the UN.
Oh, how about?
And out of NATO.
NATO, yeah, yes.
If UAE's going to get out of, I mean, that is like.
That's huge.
Super.
Yeah,
big
it is, yeah.
stuff. All right, super big guy. Yeah, the dude, the man.
Where is he?
The happening person.
Where?
The guy that does the weather here.
Oh, that guy. Oh.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. With high pressure strengthening over our region today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, including Vancouver, Portland, Wilsonville, and McMinnville, mostly sunny with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. Continuing with mostly sunny skies as we move down the Willamette Valley, temperatures will be comfortably in the mid-70s from Salem through Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene, with lows tonight in the mid to upper 40s. In central Oregon, sunny around Prineville with a high near 73. Mostly sunny in Bend and Sun River with highs in the upper 60s. A nice spring day in Boise, Idaho with sunshine and high temperatures in the low 70s. Patchy fog again this morning along the Oregon coast, then mostly cloudy but gradually becoming sunny. Daytime highs will be near 67 in Coos Bay and low 60s for Port Orford, Brookings, and Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, mostly sunny for the Rogue Valley with highs in the low 80s for Grants Pass and Medford and near 78 in Ashland. Sunny skies across the Klamath Basin with daytime highs in the low 70s. Into northern California, mostly sunny in low 70s in Wairika. Sunny in Redding and Chico with high temperatures in the mid-upper 80s and mostly sunny in upper 50s around Fort Bragg. In the Bay Area, patchy fog, then sunny and near 79 and 80 for Santa Rosa and Napa. Sunny in San Francisco with a daytime high near 70. And today in San Jose, patchy fog, then sunny and 79. Central California will be bright and sunny today with daytime high temperatures in the mid-80s from Sacramento down through Stockton, Modesto, Fresno, Visalia, and Bakersfield with lows in the 50s. It's a snapshot of your Thursday weather from Grange Co-op.
A look back. Today we're looking all the way back to the early 90s. I'll never forget, I was watching the Today Show. Remember Bryant Gumbel and Katie Couric?
Oh, yeah.
And this topic came up, and Katie Couric looked at Bryant Gumbel. She goes, "What's this thing everybody's talking about? It's called the Internet." And they're going, they couldn't figure it out. What was on this day in 1993 that the modern internet took a giant leap forward when one decision made it free for the world, and it had nothing to do with Al Gore. It was on this day that British computer scientist Tim Berners-Lee released the code for the World Wide Web into the public domain, meaning anyone, anywhere could use it. Just a few years earlier, Berners-Lee had created a way to link and share information across computers, building the first web browser and the very first website. In fact, the first web server was actually an NEXT computer developed by Steve Jobs. It was in Lee's office and labeled "Do Not Power Down." Once the web was made free, everything changed. Simple browsers like Mosaic soon followed, opening the door for everyday people to explore this new digital world. In just a few years, the Internet transformed from a niche research tool into a global network connecting billions. Today, it's how we work, learn, and communicate. All sparked by one idea, putting the world's information just a click away.
Wow.
Changed the
How
world.
did Al Gore ever get into the picture that he invented it?
Well, he did like a lot of Democrats do. You just take an idea and you grab it, out of thin air, you make it yours, and then you run with it.
Is that what he did?
That's what he did, yes. You know what? He was probably involved in some decision way back in the 60s because some of the first early footprints of the Internet actually started in the U.S. defense community and where they were trying to link and share information. And he probably was involved in some kind of legislation that allowed some of the agencies, the defense agencies, to connect. So he's probably involved in some of those discussions or whatever, but in his own mind. It was much more.
Well, all right. So we went from dial phones to push button phones. To cell phones to these phones.
Yes.
And here comes the Internet.
Right.
Now what are we dealing with?
Yeah.
AI.
Oh yeah.
And is AI a personal counselor?
Oh.
We'll talk about that when we come back.
Okay.
All right.
The threat of wildfire poses a growing risk to Oregonians. You can prepare now by taking 3 important steps. Create a home inventory, make copies of important financial records, and contact your insurance company to make sure you have the right amounts and types of home insurance coverage. Be wildfire ready by being insurance ready. Visit dfr.oregon.gov/prepare now to learn how.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? When you want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life, call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When life feels heavy, your body feels it, your mind feels it. That is why I created Organic Elements Wellness Spa, a place where wellness is not a luxury, it's a way of life. Step into our wellness lounge with a Himalayan salt room, infrared sauna, steam room, and invigorating cold plunge. Restore your nervous system, detox your body, and clear your mind. Then experience customized massage, advanced skin therapies, and result-driven facials, all designed to help you look as good as you feel. There's nothing else like this in Southern Oregon. This is your space to heal, to reset, to glow. Call today to book your private wellness party for up to 15 guests or surprise someone special with a gift certificate.
Visit Organic Elements Wellness Spa on East Main Street in Medford. Book online at organicelementspa.com. Wellness is wholeness. Voted best of Southern Oregon.
Welcome back. 10 minutes before the hour. All right, so we went from Al Gore not inventing the internet. Now we have AI, which is, listen, AI is here. It's not going to go away.
Right.
All right. The question is, do you know how to use it? Do you have the smarts to use it? And most of all, do you know what you're using it for, and can you check it? If you can't check AI, I would caution you not to use it. If you don't have enough of what knowledge of what you're trying to do to see if it's not giving you a line of baloney, because we do know that when you move AI over into the social realm, it's opinionated.
Yeah.
If you keep it in the science, the medical, the journalistic mode, it can probably work for you. Some of the other things.
Okay.
So I had Dr. Eric Scalise on. He's President and Chief Strategy Officer for the Hope for a Heart Ministry, which is a counseling organization worldwide. And I asked him the question, part of our discussion was, are people going to AI for counseling? And they are. You know, and I says, well, how do you get the religious component involved in this and all that? But how dangerous? Is it good? Is it bad? Anyway, here's what he had to say.
A lot of people have a hard time being open, transparent, and honest. And I think especially people of faith probably struggle with that because there is so much shame and guilt attached to some of the things people wrestle with. Let's say someone's wrestling with a sexual addiction or any addiction, or there's a domestic violence situation, or they're having an affair. We may be reluctant to go up and start talking to people, even in the confidentiality of a counseling office, because there's so much shame attached to it. And so what an AI counselor does is allows a person to maybe begin to at least unpack some of what they're working through without having to confront a live person, or it might just feel safer in the moment. And I think that's why you're seeing some use of AI today.
All right, so you're full of guilt. You want to get your life straightened out. You go to an AI counselor, and you unload there.
Okay. All right.
And the next thing is, what kind of advice are you getting from the AI counselor?
Right.
If it's void of anything biblical.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Sooner or later, you're going to be okay. Okay, and that's his caution. But relationships are being developed through AI. All this stuff is phony.
Yeah.
The suicide rate among young people is up because it's phony. So it's you got to know what you're doing.
Let me ask you this: are there any AI sources that have their base grounded in the Ten Commandments?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm going to assume there is.
Okay.
But I can't prove that.
Okay.
The AI's everywhere in everything, doing everything.
Yes. Yes.
You can't avoid it now. So the question is, do you know how to use it responsibly?
Yeah, that's a good question. And you brought up the checking it too, And how do you, if you're relying on AI to get information that you don't have or that you don't know, where do you go to check it?
Well, see, well, gosh, we haven't got enough time here, but I really think we need to take a long look as Christians in the faith community at mental health.
Oh, gosh, yes.
We need to take a long look at this, and we're not doing it.
You're right.
We're just throwing scripture at it.
That's a great point.
So much for that. That's a discussion for another day.
Okay. All right. Who you got coming up?
Oh, I got Tim Murphy. Well, there we go, Dr. Tim Murphy. We're going to talk about the desensitizing, there we go, of political violence.
Oh, boy, what a topic.
And by the way, you think there is a TDS syndrome?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I know that you have an SDS syndrome. And you know what? I have the same syndrome, and there isn't a pill for it.
There is no pill that'll cure that ill. Sorry.
We'll talk about that.
Okay. Well, now here's a great topic. Instead of a typical party or a team-building event, one restaurant in Toledo, Ohio, gave its employees something unforgettable. The owners of the Standard restaurant shut down for a few days and took their entire staff on an all-expenses-paid cruise to the Bahamas. Flights, rooms, meals, all covered. For some employees, it was a first. First flight, first time on a cruise, even the first time seeing the ocean. But what meant the most wasn't just the destination, it was the connection. Staff members say the trip transformed their workplace into something more like a family. And the owners made sure no one missed out, closing the restaurant so employees wouldn't lose pay and even giving bonuses on top of the trip. The idea came after the owners experienced a cruise themselves and wanted to share that same joy with the people who make their business run. Because for them, it wasn't just about saying thank you, it was about showing it.
Okay.
I couldn't
I'll look into a jet boat ride.
Boom.
I'll look at a jet boat ride.
Okay.
I take with you 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. Are you new this morning? Yeah, well, take another trip and get another dip.
I know a place where mercy flows. Take the stains, make you whiter than snow.
Mom makes everything a little better. This Mother's Day, let her know. At Grange Co-op, we've got beautiful 10-inch hanging baskets for just $29.99. Jumbo annual packs are $5 each when you buy 2 or more, and select denim is 40% off. Plus, join us for our free Paint-A-Pot event Saturday, May 9th from 10 to 2. Find more deals at GrangeCoop.com or just scan the QR code. Grange Co-op, your Mother's Day destination, now through May 10th.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
Welcome to Fish Lake Resort, where adventure is everywhere, and everyone is your friend. The fishing is great, and the food is tasty. The RV sites are full hookup, and the cabins are cozy. It's always a good time at Fish Lake Resort, and the best part is, you can come visit any day of the year because we are open all year, 7 days a week. Visit fishlakeresort.net today to learn more and plan your visit.
Over time, every wall tells a story, but sometimes those stories need a fresh start. At Chris Silva Painting, we specialize in transforming indoor spaces, whether it's your family home or your business workspace. With premium paints, flexible scheduling, and expert attention to detail, we make the process simple and stress-free so you can focus on what matters most, living and working in a space you love. From bold new colors to subtle tones of sophistication, let Chris Silva Painting bring your vision to life, one wall at a time. Chris and his crew are courteous, they're efficient, organized, timely, and clean. Chris Silva Painting also offers military discounts. At Chris Silva Painting, our mission statement is to bring Christ's heart and principles to our customers and our job sites. We do that with honesty, integrity, and hard work. We don't cut corners, we paint them. CCB number 176097. Chris Silva Painting, 541-890-3960. 541-890-3960.
Have you seen Mornings on the Dove?
Welcome to Mornings on the Dove. Everybody take a big breath. North Korea and South Korea were trying to warm relations. Well, it ended up a little too hot, I guess.
This guy is over the top.
They said it's one of the most advanced fighter aircraft in the world.
Jesus willed that his own executioners keep on living, and that's astounding. What mercy.
Wake up to information. Mornings on the Dove, weekdays. To all our mothers of all ages, a happy Mother's Day from the Dove TV, encouraging and informative. Good morning. You're tuned to the Dove, encouraging and informative, helping Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Nevada start the day with news and encouragement. This is Mornings on the Dove.
Hi, good morning to you. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the JBCC.
JBCC?
The Jerry Building Counseling Center. Up on the couch with Jerry.
That reminds me of the old, Peanuts comic strip where Lucy, she'd put out her shingle. She'd give advice for 5 cents.
Yeah, psychiatric help.
Psychiatric help. He was misspelled.
Yeah.
And Charlie Brown would come and pour his, everything out. But what do you expect for a nickel?
Yeah.
Oh, right here.
Good grief, Charlie Brown.
Good grief. Very good.
Anyway, good morning to you. Happy Thursday, better known as Friday Eve. A lot going on in the news. But, what's interesting is what's not more in the news that I thought would be is Iran.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
there, but it's not leading.
Yeah.
So we have some other stories there we'll talk about. The weather is absolutely gorgeous out there. And Jerry's cranked up and ready to go. There's fish in the river.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm giving you a pass here.
I'm not taking it. Yeah.
Well, we need to talk about this.
We will, and I'm gonna make it.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it.
Okay.
You know what I spent a little time yesterday tying. you got to get.
Oh, you putting your rigs together?
I'm starting to tie rigs together. And it's been so long. I was driving. We were going to a ball game yesterday afternoon after I did all that work, and I told Pam, I said, I was tying up some rigs, and I said, I had to pause there and see if I could even remember how to tie one. She just started laughing. She goes, and basically her implication was, long after this one, your brain can't remember how, your muscle memory will still know how to do it. Yeah, you'll still be able to tie those rigs.
Okay, so the moment you forget how to tie the rig,
yeah, then I'm done.
You're in trouble.
Oh boy,
you're in trouble.
You know what? That's going to put pressure on every time I tie a rig from now on.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. All right.
Tie some extra ones up.
Okay.
Just got to remember where you put them.
It's true. Now, where's my tackle box?
There you go.
All right. It's National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day. Oh. Yes, raising awareness for thousands of pets who are waiting and needing adoption from shelters. And I know that, the purebred dogs are beautiful, and we've had a few. But there are some great dogs in the shelters, and cats, and what other pets do they keep in shelters?
Well, cats, dogs,
ferrets.
Ferrets?
I don't think so.
Birds? Is there any birds over there?
I don't think so. But shelter pets are good pets, so hopefully you can get behind that. Also, National Preparation Day.
Preppers Day.
Yeah, Preppers Day, especially in regards to natural disasters. There's a whole industry built on preppers these days. There's a lot of money out there. In fact, you can go into some very conventional stores and buy prepper items. Yeah. Even in Costco for some of those meals that'll last you for a month.
You should have a few extra canned goods in around.
Yep.
The problem with prepping today is today's economy requires all your dollars that go for today's food.
Right. Yeah. So, that is a terrific point.
And you need to have extra medication.
Yeah. Well, that's true too.
Yes. If you ran out of medications, how dangerous would that be?
Would that be? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a preparation day. Also, National Bugs Bunny Day. What's up, Doc?
What's up, Doc?
Yeah, it commemorates the date that the famous bunny first appeared in a short film all the way back in 1938. Wow. Also, National Hairstylist Appreciation Day. Mom, you are appreciated. She was a hairstylist for years, and she was in fact, she had a personalized license plate at one time. It was Hairbender.
Hairbender?
Yeah. Hairbender, perms and stuff, yeah.
Hairbenders.
Yeah, how about that?
Well, my whole conclusion about salons, they're a patent play.
They are. Yes, they are.
You remember I don't know if it's still on the air, the soap opera, General Hospital?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, some salons remind me of that. Everybody's talking about everybody.
That's right. Yeah.
And they all have these rumors about the other person.
Oh, yes. Yep. Yeah, and they're all in open air in these salons.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Anyway, we appreciate you, and Julia, we appreciate you. Pam has been going to Julia for a while, and she has been doing a great job.
Oh, good.
We really, really do appreciate her. It's also National Raisin Day. Put some on your...
Still going to a hairdresser?
No.
Just looking over there.
Moving on. It is National Raisin Day, a very healthy item in your diet, and those shriveled up grapes, put them in oatmeal cookies, because it's also National Oatmeal Cookie Day. And they are healthy and delicious, and raisins in them, oatmeal in them. What could be wrong with this? I'm sure that there are some with reduced sugar in them. Bah humbug. All right, enjoy that, and wash it down with bubble tea. Bubble tea, also known as boba tea, originated in Taiwan in the 1980s and has gone worldwide. Basically, it's a tea drink, and there are many variations, and they use these tapioca balls in them, but that's what causes the bubbles. Oh. And it is the most filling tea you'll ever have, because half of it's tapioca balls.
Does it taste like tapioca?
No, it's like kind of it assumes the taste of the drink.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but anyway, and it looks pretty cool, and we've had it a couple times, but enjoy bubble tea and oatmeal cookies, and oatmeal cookies with raisins in them. Boy, what a diet we're on today.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, here's Pam's little Bubba.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. With high pressure strengthening over our region today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, including Vancouver, Portland, Wilsonville, and McMinnville, mostly sunny with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. Continuing with mostly sunny skies as we move down the Willamette Valley, temperatures will be comfortably in the mid-70s from Salem through Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene, with lows tonight in the mid to upper 40s. In central Oregon, sunny around Prineville with a high near 73, mostly sunny in Bend and Sun River with highs in the upper 60s, a nice spring day in Boise, Idaho with sunshine and high temperatures in the low 70s. Patchy fog again this morning along the Oregon coast, then mostly cloudy but gradually becoming sunny. Daytime highs will be near 67 in Coos Bay and low 60s for Port Orford, Brookings, and Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, mostly sunny for the Rogue Valley with highs in the low 80s for Grants Pass and Medford and near 78 in Ashland. Sunny skies across the Klamath Basin with daytime highs in the low 70s. Into Northern California, mostly sunny in low 70s in Wairika, sunny in Redding and Chico with high temperatures in the mid-upper 80s, and mostly sunny in upper 50s around Fort Bragg. In the Bay Area, patchy fog, then sunny in near 79 and 80 for Santa Rosa and Napa, sunny in San Francisco with a daytime high near 70, and today in San Jose, patchy fog, then sunny in 79. Central California will be bright and sunny today with daytime high temperatures in the mid-80s from Sacramento down through Stockton, Modesto, Fresno, Visalia, and Bakersfield with lows in the 50s. It's a snapshot of your Thursday weather from Grange Co-op.
All right, there's a beautiful, beautiful picture of our backyard taken from, let's see, that's up at Mount Baldy, looking a little bit to the northeast. That's Mount McLaughlin out there, a little bit of better known as Mount Pitt. There you go, up and shining, looking good.
All right.
VFR flying all the way to Bakersfield today.
VFR.
Visual flight rules.
Visual flight rules. That just means what you can see is what you get?
Means you don't have to fly in clouds.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Or bad weather.
Okay, all right. Well, which could be perilous.
Yes.
What does the word perilous mean to you? Well, here's Greg Laurie explaining what it means in the Bible.
What does that word perilous mean? It's an interesting word. It's used 2 times in the New Testament. One is right here in 2 Timothy 3:1, and then the other time is in Matthew 8:28, describing 2 demon-possessed men who were so fierce, so dangerous, so violent, no one could pass that way. So when Paul says perilous times will come, he is saying that there are going to be times of danger, times of violence, times that would alarm us. But what should we do? Well, we should pray. We shouldn't freak out. We should pray because the Lord is in control. But we want to pray that God intervenes in our nation. Pray for the protection of our president, for the members of his cabinet. And by the way, I would say that of any administration in power, not just the one that's there now. I think we should always be praying for our leaders. Pray for our pastors. Pray for me. I appreciate it. Pray for the church. Pray for the protection of God because the devil is attacking us. However, greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world, right? So we're not going to back down or retreat from what God has called us to do. The church has 2 secret weapons in our arsenal that maybe we don't use often enough. Number 1, pray. There is power in prayer. And number 2, preach, proclaim the gospel.
Yep.
All right.
Good stuff all the way around. All right, let's take a look at some of the top stories on this Thursday morning, 10 minutes past the hour, and it's kind of interesting. The Supreme Court is pretty much in the news today. The U.S. Supreme Court made an interesting decision yesterday. The vote was 6-3 to vote down and strike down a race-based redistricting map in Louisiana. This is really something, ruling that the state's second black majority district violates the Constitution. Look at this map that they drew.
Ridiculous.
If you look at Oregon, we have one of those types of maps too.
Yes.
From Portland and reached out over to Bend, which is crazy.
Yeah, how does Bend end up in a Portland district?
Well,
Huh?
And now we have this fight for U.S. Representative District 5. Anyway, that's a whole nother can of worms. But anyway, the court struck it down. It was 6-3, so that's a big deal, you know. But it just shows you gerrymandering being what it is. Okay, folks, another little reminder that the D's blame you for what they're doing. Right.
Yes.
In the meantime, Chairman Powell of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, is stepping back as chairman. As the new chairman now is working its way through the confirmation hearings. And Jerome Powell, normally the Fed chair would step away. They've served. They served as a governor. They served as chair. It's over now. You go home and go fishing.
Okay. Yeah, and why is he not doing this?
Okay, he's not going to do it. He's going to stay as a governor on the board, which really is just kind of like a, you know, poke in the eye of the president.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So anyway, but here's how he framed it.
The Federal Reserve exists for one fundamental purpose: to foster the economic conditions in which American families and businesses can thrive. Stable prices, a strong job market, and a financial system they can depend on. Every decision we make, whether about interest rates or regulatory and supervisory matters or other issues, is made in service of that purpose. Our decisions reflect the collective judgment of the Board of Governors and the Federal Open Market Committee, colleagues who demonstrate analytical rigor, principled judgment, and a genuine commitment to the public interest. Our collaborative and deliberative process has long reflected a shared commitment to finding common ground in service to our mission. This institution is resilient, capable, and staffed by professionals of extraordinary talent and exceptional dedication. It has been a privilege to serve alongside so many great public servants at the Board of Governors and around the Federal Reserve System.
All right, so he'll be stepping down, but staying on the Board of Governors. Now, there's a question, you know, if we really believe in free market economics, do we need the feds?
Well, that is a huge question, and people are asking it.
Yeah. To your earlier point, which is a good one.
What? Really? Oh, please tell me.
Yeah, I'm going to quote you.
Remind me.
That Jerome Powell initially was put in that position by President Trump in his first term.
Yeah, right.
And but that was a result of President Trump really not knowing how the game was played. He was given advice: put these people there, put that people there, all this and that. In other words, the swamp got in on the earlier administration. And he got in there. But what's happened with Jerome Powell is that he raised the rates too late and lowered them too late.
Right.
And so it's messed everything up. And he and President Trump have been at odds ever since. And then in the middle of all this, the Feds is building their own new little building, or remodeling, I guess, and adding to it. And somehow it goes $1 billion.
Yeah.
How do you
do that?
How do you do that?
Yeah.
So there's anyway.
That's quite a remodel. I have a question. Do we know his party affiliation, Jerome Powell? And do we ever know the Fed chair's party affiliation?
I guess you.
Does it weigh into their financial advice and policy making?
So
I mean, politics is everything.
Let me ask you this: Are nonpartisan positions really nonpartisan?
I don't think so.
Are the justices on the Supreme Court were not to believe that they're a D or an R?
Oh, okay. Enough said.
See?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in the meantime, hate speech is still pretty much out there. And one of the questions I'm going to ask my guest today: have we become immune to hate speech?
Oh gosh, yeah. Good question. Yeah.
And the president now has had 3 assassination attempts on his life, and a lot of it is coming from the rhetoric of not only in the news media but people in general and politicians and everything else. Well, yesterday or last day or so, there was the gubernatorial debate for the state of California. And they had all these candidates up there. And actually it went pretty well. I was watching. I thought, well, they asked a question, they answered. A lot of it was yes and no. And if they expounded on it, they were just saying a bigger yes or a bigger no. But anyway, they kind of got through it. But this gal, Katie Porter, she was one of the first ones that got in. She's one of the Democrats running. This person is really foul-mouthed.
Yeah.
And that's her there. I mean, this gal is really, you kind of go, wow. How in the world did you ever make it to any stage?
Right, right.
And so anyway, she's been brought up on abuse charges for her own staff, complaints and everything else.
Yeah, even against her husband.
Okay.
Yes.
So after the debate, she goes to her computer and she sends a email or a text to her donors.
Okay.
And it was all about blankety blank Trump.
Yeah, yeah.
4 times
Yeah.
she uses the word and just unleashes on the president. I go, well, there you go. There's hate speech on steroids.
Absolutely.
Now,
yes.
I read something the other day about, by the way, the left is not backing down on the hate speech.
Right.
She's not backing down. Right. Kimmel's not backing down.
Oh, no.
Schumer's not backing down. All the Democrats are not backing down. Why are they keeping it up?
Yeah, yeah.
I think I may know the reason. It's not that I know it. I read about it.
All right.
Is they know that once this war is over in Iran, which is going to come to a conclusion pretty soon here.
Okay.
The president has full intentions to barnstorm the country for the midterm, and they want to intimidate him from going to public settings.
Oh, yeah. I never thought of this.
So can he go into a stadium?
Oh, yeah. Because they don't want him in outdoor events anymore.
They don't want him in outdoor venues
Yes.
Can he go into an arena, you know?
Well, now, especially this thing that just happened at the Hilton, too. Now it's even indoor events.
See?
Yes.
So if they can keep the rhetoric up, they keep the potential of lunatics up, of doing things like this Allen guy did. And he's going to be back in court today.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things. So anyway.
Wow, what a thought.
Okay. All right. Well, it's not as if you haven't seen the big T around.
Okay.
Here's another one. How you doing with your drugs?
Well, right now it's just
the ones you have to get at.
No, right now it's just Advil and Tylenol.
Okay.
That's all I'm on.
Okay. Well, the president talks about the TrumpRx.gov to get cheap drugs.
Oh, wow.
You have to have a prescription now to work goes
Okay.
there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And Pam can't write it for you.
Okay.
The president.
All right.
It's starting tonight. Dozens of the most commonly used prescription drugs will be available at dramatic discounts for all consumers throughout a new website. It's called TrumpRx.gov. That's TrumpRx.gov. For years, politicians from both parties have promised to bring down prescription drug prices and make health care more affordable, but they all failed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they all failed.
Yeah.
By the way, isn't Amazon involved in this now too?
I thought they were. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have a legitimate prescription,
yes.
You know. So I don't know. Can you in the future? So let's say President Trump's out of office.
Okay.
Is it going to remain TrumpRx.gov or TRX.gov?
That's a great question. And is it really going to alter the path of big pharma in this country? Because we know that in case after case, we see the medications that we have available here in the United States at a much higher cost than it is around the world.
Yeah, I hear the argument both ways, and I've yet to seen it go down. Now, it has a lot to do also with what your insurance will or will not cover.
And that's a whole nother topic, because that just gets people angry when you start talking about coverage on your insurance. Oof.
Okay.
Oof.
So do you take ibuprofen and Advil at the same time?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's called.
You can see and drive?
It's called Nurses Norco. Yeah, you take. I'm not kidding. It was. I learned this. Nurses Norco. It's called. You take one Tylenol and one Advil together, and they work on different. In fact, opioid medications these days is part Tylenol and then part opioid, because the Tylenol helps the opioid work in another way. Doug, we need to talk. Doug will say, yeah, that's true. So it's similar between ibuprofen and acetaminophen, which is Tylenol.
Wow.
And so, you do one of each, and it's just a wonderful thing.
So you're really up on this stuff.
Hey, baby, I have to be. I like to walk.
You're just like a little textbook here.
Now, I will say this. You know, one of the greatest drugs in the world is produced inside your body. It's called adrenaline.
Yeah.
And when I broke my leg, the adrenaline just rushed. I mean, it's huge. And it's amazing. And you don't feel a thing.
Really?
Yeah, and then they came and they scooped me up. I'd never been in a sled in my life before they came scoop me up. It takes you all the time to get down because we were in very hazardous territory. And I get to the bottom and the wrong ambulances waiting for me.
The wrong one.
The wrong one, yeah, because
we California?
No. No, because we pay this for, what is it, the Life Flight, what, Mercy Flights.
Yeah, Mercy
So you pay for Mercy Flights and then you get free ambulance. Well, another ambulance had heard the call. They were up on Siskiyou Summit for a wreck, and they sent that ambulance. It wasn't Mercy Flights. Well, now if it's not your Mercy Flights, you got to pay for the ride. So they bring me down, and the ambulance is sitting there, and a guy is standing next to it, and I'm confused now, you know. And now the adrenaline starts to wear off.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to feel my leg.
Yeah.
And the guy looks at me and says, you want to get in the ambulance? And I said, I'm confused. I think you're the wrong ambulance. And he goes, are you going to get in the ambulance or not? And I just pause, and he looks, and he goes, I have drugs. I said, load me up. So load me up.
So that's why you know so much about this.
Oh, gosh. Yes. Anyway, I don't know. I'm sorry we went there. Yeah, yes.
Whatever happened to prayer?
Oh, baby, I prayed before the ski patrol got to me. I was praying as I was sitting on the side of the hill.
Why didn't you pray when you got off the chairlift? We'll be right back.
Mom makes everything a little better. This Mother's Day, let her know. At Grange Co-op, we've got beautiful 10-inch hanging baskets for just $29.99. Jumbo annual packs are $5 each when you buy 2 or more, and select denim is 40% off. Plus, join us for our free Paint-A-Pot event Saturday, May 9th from 10 to 2. Find more deals at GrangeCoop.com or just scan the QR code. Grange Co-op, your Mother's Day destination, now through May 10th.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Metal Masters can give you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable. Trust Metal Masters to provide perfect air for your family.
Lennox. Air is life. Make it perfect.
If you don't drive it, donate it. By supporting us, you'll get even more mileage out of it.
Thank you from the Dove TV. The Dove TV is pleased to announce we're now seen in the Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto area via a new full-power TV station, KEDS, seen on cable, satellite TV, and over the air. The Dove TV, encouraging and informative for the Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto area on new full-power KEDS TV.
Good morning. Welcome back. 24 minutes past the hour. Quickly, we're heading down towards the election, and ballots will be mailed. Yes, we're a mail-in ballot state. Now, they go out today. Okay. People want to know how to vote. One of the most reliable voting guides out there is the Oregon Family Council. And you were just sent it on the phone.
At like 7:10 this morning, I get this text, and I thought, well, who is texting me? And boy, look at all this information.
Yeah.
It is Statewide Candidates Edition Voter's Guide.
Okay, we will have some of those here at the station.
Okay.
Okay, but you can, it looks like now you can get it online, get an app. So I do know this about the Oregon Family Council. They do an excellent job with this.
Okay.
And it not only is candidate, but it's all the measures too. So, and it's statewide. It's got everything and everybody, every district, everything going on there.
This is terrific.
So check it out, Oregon Family Council. You can probably go online and take a look at it there. All right, speaking of some backyard news, Governor Kotek did sign into law Senate Bill 1501, which really has paved the way for a massive $600 million renovation of the Moda Center in downtown Portland. So this legislation establishes a joint authority to oversee the upgrades, and authorizes the state to issue $365 million in bonds for the project. Rather than creating a new tax, the state's portion will be paid for by redirecting existing income taxes paid by arena performers, construction workers, and the Rose Garden or the Rose Quarter employees. I'm not sure. Can you figure that one out?
Nope.
But apparently the Moda Center is going to get a facelift.
Okay.
In the meantime, back to some international news. As you know, the president hasn't been happy with NATO. NATO's just been kind of, you know, we've been there for them, but they're not there for us with this whole thing in Iran. And one of the people and countries that has been kind of sticky on this has been Germany. And their new chancellor, Merz, was visiting the president in the White House. They talked back and forth. And Chancellor Merz basically said to the president, well, you shouldn't have done this. Yeah, this was ill-advised. The president said, oh, yeah, well, okay. You know, we have 34,500 troops stationed in your country. I think I'm going to reduce that by 10,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No,
wow.
He's putting the heat on these guys, and they should. Okay.
Yes.
So we'll see how our relationship with Germany works out.
Yeah.
Okay. The Supreme Court unanimously, back to Supreme Court. This is a big decision. This was a 9-0 decision by the Supreme Court. Unanimously ruled that the state of New Jersey was wrong to try to force pro-life pregnancy care center to disclose its private donor information. Can you imagine had that gone through?
No, I really can't.
Anybody that supports these pro-life centers and pregnancy centers would be reluctant to give because all of a sudden their information, their giving information is now part of the state's record.
And what is it the business of the state, and what do they want with it for?
This is just socialism.
Yes.
With its nasty tentacles all over the place. Okay. So in the meantime, coming up May 17th,
what?
We're calling, well, May 7th is normally the National Day of Prayer. It's always the first Thursday in May. But May 17th, 10 days later, a bigger event's going to take place, and here's the president talking about it.
Some churches are seeing a 30%, 50%, or even 70% increase in the number of converts and also the number of people going to church every week. To support this exciting renewal this morning, I'm pleased to announce that on May 17th, 2026, that we're inviting Americans from all across the country to come together on our national mall to pray, to give thanks, and we are going to do something that everyone said, like, that's tough. We're going to rededicate America as one nation under God. That's what I mean by the Spirit. It's so incredible to see it. I see it so much. I've never seen anything like it in 1 year. I thought it would take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to be where we are. Well, we've done it in, really 10 months. We're at 12, but now it's just getting to a level that we've never reached before as a country. But that includes religion. And maybe that's part of the reason that we're doing so well. There's such great spirit. It's all spirit, and it includes religion. I've always said, you just can't have a great country if you don't have religion. You have to believe in something. You have to believe that what we're doing, there's a reason for it. There has to be a reason for it. We're all working and we're behaving. I behave because I'm afraid not to, okay? Because I don't want to get in trouble. No, it's such a positive thing, and people are starting to see it, and they go into church and they're meeting people, and families are developing. It's really, the things are happening in our country right now.
Well, it is happening. Franklin Graham's involved, Pastor Jefferson's involved, others. So we'll get more information when we get a little closer to the date. But May 17th, the United States is going to be rededicated to be one nation under God. All right, let's take a look at Wall Street on this. Here it is, a Thursday morning. Thank you, Preston. It's Smart Lawn. If you're smart, you'll talk to him and you'll never mow it again. Hey, look at that. The Dow went the other way, up 400 points this morning. Wow, what a jump.
Yeah.
The Nasdaq's off 85, and yet the S&P 0.20. Boy, those are really weird numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, that has taken gold back to $4,625 an ounce. Silver's up to $73 an ounce, and crude oil down a whopping $3.
Down to 114.44.
It was 117 yesterday.
Yeah.
That was an all-time high.
Wow.
So anyway, I don't know what to tell you. My car burps every time it goes by a gas
Oh,
station.
golly, yes, I'm getting my roller skates out. We know that the president has said, especially as we look at oil prices here, that Iran is in a total state of collapse.
Yep.
Their Air Force is not flying, and their Navy's on the bottom of the sea.
Yeah.
So, with this in mind, senior strategic analyst, retired General Jack Keane, assesses where the U.S.-Iran negotiations stand, and he did this on Hannity.
We're 3 weeks into a ceasefire with repeated attempts now to find a deal, and certainly a deal by anybody's definition that would be acceptable to President Trump seems to be at a far distance. It doesn't seem likely at all. And I think the reason at the heart of it is because the Iranians really don't want a deal. What they intended to do with this time period is just play us for time, believing that the political and economic pressure on the president will grow and put him in a position either to make major concessions or just back away and declare victory and that it's all over. So that's, I think, where the Iranians are, where the president is, and likely, I think, the reassessment with his team will come to the conclusion that, yes, keep the blockade. We said when we went to the ceasefire, there was about 2 weeks of assigned objectives that had to be completed in that time frame. And during that time frame, Central Command, who's in charge of the U.S. war, has doubled its capability from when it started at the beginning of the war. So, and the Israelis have recovered any munition shortages they have. So in terms of our capability going forward, we'll actually be able to press a very aggressive and comprehensive campaign to complete the Prime Minister's objectives and the President's objectives for their military forces. And I think that's realistic. The objectives we've been on now and trying to make it work can't make it work. And President Trump, as we all know, Sean, is not going to take a bad deal. And the Iranians are miscalculating and underestimating him again. So I do think we're on that path. We'll have to open up the Straits of Hormuz maybe after the military operation is completed. And I think one other thing we should do, and if we're not doing it now, we should do it in earnest, because it's never been our objective to topple the regime. But certainly they are so weakened that they're going to be close. And the Mossad and the CIA should be working to undermine this regime and to support the Iranians wherever they are in terms of what they want to do about the current situation and enable, at some point, a final collapse of the regime itself.
We're on that path.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Do you hear the cries that pour out from all the earth? Can your hands of glory reach down and heal the hurt of the broken?
Your yard is where life happens, but it can be muddy and hard to maintain. Enjoy a maintenance-free artificial turf lawn all year round with Smart Lawn LLC. No mowing, no fertilizing, no watering. Our synthetic grass is beautiful and resilient. It's certified to be lead-free, and there's no need for pesticides. Safe for your children and pets. Smart Lawn LLC has all your artificial turf and putting green areas covered beautifully. 541-941-3538.
I'm Susanna, and I contracted KA Designs to do custom cabinets throughout my house. We chose a really beautiful maple wood that really creates like a nice airy space. Everything was custom, and it was really cool because I got to literally see it come to life in person. We love to entertain, and we have a large family, so everything came together perfectly, exactly what I wanted. I highly suggest KA Designs if you're looking to design your dream house. Go check them out in their showroom. You will not be disappointed.
Do events in the world leave you confused and scratching your head? A world where up is down and down is up.
I'm Perry Atkinson. Mornings on the Dove knows how you feel. We're here to offer God's hope and encouragement and to help you to sort it all out.
And I'm Jerry Bilden. Mornings on the Dove alerts you to issues and events the mainstream media would rather you not know or know the truth.
A lot in the news today, some movement around in the Middle East, common sense discussions on today's headlines, and rational perspective on what's really going on.
That will leave you better informed and encouraged by the gospel.
In this upside-down world, there's one place you can trust to get it straight.
Check in the mornings on the Dove each day to find out what's really going on and to be encouraged.
Mornings on the Dove, weekdays from 6 to 8 a.m. on the Dove TV and radio. Streaming online at thedove.us, Roku, and Apple TV. The Dove, encouraging and informative.
Welcome back. 24 minutes now before the top of the hour. And, of course, the U.S. blockade is crippling Iran's economy. We just had from General Kane basically saying the same thing.
Yeah.
The intelligence is in there working. So let's check in with CBN News. They have the latest on just how things are falling apart for Iran.
Iran is in a state of collapse and wants us to open the Hormuz Strait as soon as possible, according to this Truth Social post by President Trump. The Wall Street Journal reports that Trump instructed aides to prepare for an extended blockade of Iran to step up economic pressure, forcing the country to find new ways to store its oil and avoid a crippling production shutdown.
The blockade is not a blockade against shipping. It's a blockade against Iranian shipping because they cannot be the sole beneficiaries of an illegal, unlawful, and unjustified system of tolling and control in the Straits.
In a post on X, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent writes, Iran's creaking oil industry is starting to shut in production thanks to the U.S. blockade. Pumping will soon collapse. Gasoline shortages in Iran next. The U.S. naval blockade appears to be working. Iran International reports rising fears of new protests, like it saw in January, driven by a deepening economic crisis with inflation, government crackdowns, and oil disruptions fueling public anger. To the global oil markets, the United Arab Emirates announces it's moving to withdraw from OPEC May 1st. The move could weaken OPEC's control over oil prices and further roil markets already strained by the Iran conflict.
The UAE is making this decision now as global markets are unsettled, and as it moves into the future, it will be setting its own path and potentially butting up against the OPEC that it once belonged to.
In Lebanon, the Israeli Defense Forces are stepping up operations, citing Hezbollah's ceasefire violations. Israel is targeting the terror group's drones and large tunnel networks and has ordered evacuations of 16 southern villages as strikes intensify.
In Lebanon, there are monumental achievements: the elimination of the rocket array that threatened the entire country, the creation of a security zone that prevents the possibility of an invasion into northern Israel. We have freedom of action to thwart immediate and emerging threats. This is an agreement we made with the United States and also with the Lebanese government.
CNN reports that Iran is expected to submit a new proposal this week. In a new Truth Social post by Trump that's sure to raise some eyebrows, he wrote, Iran can't get their act together. They don't know how to sign a non-nuclear deal. They better get smart soon.
Paul Petit joins us now to continue our coverage. So, Paul, let's talk more about the Strait of Hormuz and the impact of the U.S. naval blockade. How deep is Iran suffering as a result of all this?
Oh, yeah, from right now, Iran is struggling with a massive glut of unsold oil, as you just heard, is forcing it to store crude in overflow facilities, and that's simply, bad for business. The blockade is cutting off key export routes through the Strait of Hormuz, and that severely limits Iran's primary source of revenue. Now, remember here, oil money accounts for nearly half of Iran's total fiscal budget and 60% of Iran's total export revenue. That's a lot of money. Also, you have to think shipping and insurance costs have skyrocketed, making what little export Iran can manage far less profitable here. Ephraim?
The possibility of an extension to the naval blockade makes it appear like President Donald Trump is seeing that as a more impactful solution to peace talks with Iran than revamping combat operations. What are you hearing?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting right now, Ephraim. Trump is signaling a preference for economic and naval pressure over large-scale military escalation. Of course, you wouldn't know that by seeing the Truth Social post he just put at the end of my story, but there's simply a lot less risk than another full-on invasion of Iran. Now, officials view the blockade as a way to force Iran back to negotiations without triggering a broader regional war and risking more American lives. So, extending the blockade keeps Iran economically isolated, and as I mentioned earlier, while maintaining military leverage here. There's also a growing belief that financial strangulation may achieve concessions faster than direct combat. So we'll have to see if Iran submits another peace proposal, more to Trump's liking in the coming days here. Now, on the flip side in all this, some analysts warn prolonged blockades could provoke retaliation or escalation in the Gulf areas.
As you mentioned in your story, the UAE plans to leave OPEC. What does this mean to the oil industry and oil prices?
Yeah, that's a huge move here. The end game with OPEC is that the ability to control global oil prices. With the UAE exiting, well, that could impact the group's ability to do just that. So that could lead to increased production competition as the UAE pursues its own output strategy here. And like in any business, increased competition often spells what? Lower prices. So oil prices could face downward pressure if the UAE boosts production independently. So in the short term, though, markets may also see some more volatility as OPEC's cohesion fractures. But in the long term here, the move may encourage other members to reconsider their own participation in the cartel, which could then trigger even further competition, which may end up possibly in lower oil prices.
Yeah.
Yes.
This, you know what's interesting? Capitalism is kind of moving across the Middle East.
Yeah.
We'll get out of OPEC so we can set our own prices.
Right.
That's what it's all about. And at the end of the day, the consumer could be the winner.
Yeah, I think
there are moments where they lose, too.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right. Here's a winner.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. With high pressure strengthening over our region today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, including Vancouver, Portland, Wilsonville, and McMinnville, mostly sunny with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. Continuing with mostly sunny skies as we move down the Willamette Valley, temperatures will be comfortably in the mid-70s from Salem through Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene, with lows tonight in the mid to upper 40s. In central Oregon, sunny around Prineville with a high near 73. Mostly sunny in Bend and Sun River with highs in the upper 60s. A nice spring day in Boise, Idaho with sunshine and high temperatures in the low 70s. Patchy fog again this morning along the Oregon coast, then mostly cloudy but gradually becoming sunny. Daytime highs will be near 67 in Coos Bay and low 60s for Port Orford, Brookings, and Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, mostly sunny for the Rogue Valley with highs in the low 80s for Grants Pass and Medford and near 78 in Ashland. Sunny skies across the Klamath Basin with daytime highs in the low 70s. Into northern California, mostly sunny in low 70s in Wairika. Sunny in Redding and Chico with high temperatures in the mid-upper 80s and mostly sunny in upper 50s around Fort Bragg. In the Bay Area, patchy fog, then sunny and near 79 and 80 for Santa Rosa and Napa. Sunny in San Francisco with a daytime high near 70. And today in San Jose, patchy fog, then sunny and 79. Central California will be bright and sunny today with daytime high temperatures in the mid-80s from Sacramento down through Stockton, Modesto, Fresno, Visalia, and Bakersfield with lows in the 50s. It's a snapshot of your Thursday weather from Grange Co-op.
A look back when time, and especially in our culture, things were significantly different. I remember watching the Today Show back in the early 90s. Katie Couric.
Oh, yeah.
Bryant Gumbel.
Oh, yeah.
And Katie Couric looked at Bryant Gumbel and she goes, "What's this thing that everybody's talking about these days? It's called the internet." Like, what? Well, it was on this day in 1993 that the modern internet took a giant leap forward when one decision made it free for the entire world, and it had nothing to do with Al Gore.
Oh.
It was on this day that British computer scientist Tim Berners-Lee released the code for the World Wide Web into the public domain, meaning anyone, anywhere could use it. Just a few years earlier, Berners-Lee had created a way to link and share information across computers, building the first web browser and the very first website. In fact, the first web server was actually an NEXT computer developed by Steve Jobs. It was in Lee's office and labeled "Do Not Power Down." Once the web was made free, everything changed. Simple browsers like Mosaic soon followed, opening the door for everyday people to explore this new digital world. In just a few years, the internet transformed from a niche research tool into a global network connecting billions. Today, it's how we work, learn, and communicate. All sparked by one idea, putting the world's information just a click away. When it was coming out, I remember we kept hearing about this thing called the information superhighway. We thought, what is this all about? And then I came to us, but you know what the first obstacle with it was? Our computers. I'll never forget the first time I got a computer I could go online with. And I went online with it, and I started going to different websites and looking around. I was trying to get music and started downloading a song, one song. And I remember in the morning I got up, it wasn't done yet. Oh, yeah. It wasn't done.
That was the dial-up, wasn't it?
Yes. Everything was done. While it connected. It connected, and then, so you'd have, and I remember sitting, waiting for something to download once, and I'm sitting at my desk, and the TV was on over on the other side of the room. And I remember I started watching TV while this thing downloaded, and it never worked, and it was still going, and I'm watching, and I think, this computer thing will never be really very good until it's as fast as that, the TV. Now, I'm watching TV on my computer. It happened.
Well, we went from one browser service to another, or one server to another.
Right, yeah.
And we went from like 12 megabytes to like 300.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And all of a sudden, I can do multiple things.
Oh.
You know.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but so Al Gore was not the inventor of the internet.
How did he even have the chutzpah to say something like that?
Huh? It didn't protect him from hanging Chad.
Yeah, Chad was a real problem.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's check in with Samaritan's Purse. I can't say enough about this organization and the things they do around the world. They're the #1 humanitarian organization out there. Just to prove the point, they are serving people in desperate needs on both sides of the Israeli conflict. Both sides, because humans are involved. And here's a little bit of an update.
October 7th was a terrible day for the Israelis. They were caught by surprise by an attack from Hamas, something they weren't expecting. A lot of people, they come out of a tragedy like this, and it's intimidating. The best thing they can do is go out and help their brother, help their neighbor. What we're trying to do is keep the footprint low and enable Israelis to help Israelis in this crisis. So we're able to help them do that.
We're working with churches, we're working with church partners. You have close to 500,000 people that have been displaced, people that had to leave their homes because of the rockets and the fighting that's taken place.
We want to help people and share the love of Christ with them. We want to help everybody.
We had a 757 arrive with 1,000 advanced trauma life support kits.
That in case of emergency, missile attack, terrorist attack, medical professionals will be able to help and aid medically to the civilians that live around them, to their friends and neighbors.
The people that we're helping are the people in this area of what's called Gaza envelope. Hundreds of thousands of people are displaced. I've never seen a culture as emotionally traumatized as I'm seeing here in Israel. And as I hear these sounds going on behind me, I can only imagine what is going on in Gaza and the pain and the suffering over there.
Sometimes you look and you just say, why? Or you look and you say, Lord, what can we do? The need is so great, but we serve a big God, and He's familiar with suffering.
As believers, we grieve, and we're here to mourn with those who mourn, and we're here to weep with those who weep, but we don't grieve as those that don't have hope. Because what is seen is so intense and so heartbreaking. If we can fix our eyes on what's unseen and what's eternal and actually give people a vision of what's beyond that, a hope that's beyond the right now, and that's what we're working towards.
Hamas is trying to create that chasm between Jewish and Arab and any other groups out there. They want you to hate each other.
We want to create a new generation that reject hatred by the help of Samaritan Purse. All of us need the grace of God. It's not about who we are. It's all about what God did for us on the cross.
Amen.
Amen to that.
Yep.
All right, good stuff all the way around. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
We want to see you open up the floodgates, a mighty river flowing from your heart, filling every part of our brain.
The threat of wildfire poses a growing risk to Oregonians. You can prepare now by taking 3 important steps. Create a home inventory, make copies of important financial records, and contact your insurance company to make sure you have the right amounts and types of home insurance coverage. Be wildfire ready by being insurance ready. Visit dfr.oregon.gov/prepare now to learn how.
Jerry's Historical Archives. Moments to remember. Go back in time. Back in the day. TV shows of the past. Relive the past and learn something new. Open up Jerry's Historical Archives. Weekdays only on Mornings on the Dove.
Stewardship begins with the knowledge that nothing belongs to us, but everything belongs to the Lord. This helps us to run a business not in the fear of lack, but in the assurance of His care and provision. Such a perspective eliminates the drive to sell and replaces it with a heart that says serve. This begins with serving our clients and coworkers with integrity and genuine care. That's why McKelly's is automotive service with a heart for God and treating others as we ourselves would want to be treated. Our promise is to never sell our clients anything we don't believe they need. Another is to do all we can to meet other needs, such as shuttle service and loaner cars, or taking the time to really listen, even at times praying with our customers. Sometimes this means sacrifice, going above and beyond. But that's why I work for Kelly's Automotive Service, honoring God while serving people with honesty and integrity.
Okay, welcome back. Of course, we went from Al Gore and the internet to today we're at the AI everywhere. Artificial intelligence. We call it Alfred Inman. Alfred Inman works for us.
That's funny.
Anyway, I had Dr. Eric Scalise on. He's president of and chief strategy officer for the Hope for the Heart Ministry, which is a nationwide Christian counseling organization. And we were talking about more people going to AI for help.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a place where you can go and be transparent and you're not talking to a real person.
Right.
You're kind of getting it out.
Exactly.
Well, I asked him if you can ask for faith-based AI help. And here's what he had to say.
In general, when you tap an AI platform, let's say like ChatGPT,
right.
Most often it searches the entire internet universe for responses. That's dangerous, may not be faith-based, may not even be biblical, may even be harmful. And I think there's been some cases out there that have proved that. There's a difference between what's called an open AI system platform or a closed AI system platform. What we've done at Hope for the Heart is we've partnered with pray.com. I don't know if you or some of your listeners have heard of it. It's a prayer channel. They have like 25 million subscribers right now. And our core resource is called the Keys for Living Library. 108 topics on just about every issue or challenge you can imagine in life, all very biblical. I gave pray.com our entire library. It's about 15,000 pages of resource, all biblical, all field tested, all professionally informed, and they put it into a closed system. It would be like, Perry, you asking me a question, something you're facing or working through, and imagine if I gave you 108 books and said, somewhere in these 15,000 pages, I'm pretty sure there's some answers for you. That would not be easy for you to navigate. But I put it into a closed AI platform, and within seconds, it searches the entire database, doesn't go outside that, and provides you with clear answers. Now, that kind of help can be a great resource.
I understand the theory of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not convinced yet.
I'm not either.
But that doesn't make me right. It's just that we've played around with some of this. I say played around. We've experienced it. That's probably the better word. With some of this. And I have come away unsatisfied. So I would say it's got a ways to go. And if you're going to rely on AI to be your next pastor, you're going to be greatly disappointed.
Oh boy, yes indeed. And you're right, it can be really good in some areas and it can severely fall short in some areas. We have found out it's not a very good meteorologist yet.
Hang in there, buddy.
It's job security.
Take some of your drugs.
Oh man.
2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, she is a new creation. Old things, you know those old things? They've passed away. Behold, all things have become new. Are you new today? Get rid of the old, let the new in.
My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse.
Mom makes everything a little better. This Mother's Day, let her know. At Grange Co-op, we've got beautiful 10-inch hanging baskets for just $29.99. Jumbo annual packs are $5 each when you buy 2 or more, and select denim is 40% off. Plus, join us for our free Paint-A-Pot event Saturday, May 9th from 10 to 2. Find more deals at GrangeCoop.com or just scan the QR code. Grange Co-op, your Mother's Day destination, now through May 10th.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
Hey, this is Ed, co-owner of Visiting Angels. To continue to serve our seniors, we need more caregivers with a heart to serve. Our mission statement is honoring the art of giving, which means we honor you, the caregiver. We know it's our people that make Visiting Angels the best in-home care provider and a great place to work. Come be our next amazing caregiver. Give us a call or apply online. At Visiting Angels, we're committed to you because we honor the art of giving.
Buying or selling a home can be stressful. It's one of the biggest decisions you'll make in your lifetime. That's why it's important to work with someone you trust, someone who has the right experience and knowledge of the market.
Hi, we're Patrick and Paulina Leiser with Leiser Real Estate Group.
And whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, our mission is to take the stress out of the transaction and make it as seamless and rewarding as possible.
Contact us today. We look forward to working with you.
Mornings on the Dove covers issues affecting you. Good morning to you. A lot going on in the news. There always is. We'll give you some recaps of the top stories of the day.
But we also take the time to have some fun and laugh.
Sometimes that's all you can do.
Well, that's pretty wise.
And these days, we all need encouragement. Count on Mornings on the Dove to deliver just that from God's Word.
God is faithful.
You go by faith and facts or feelings, along with the day's forecast and interesting stories from Jerry's historical archives.
Changed the business of sports forever. Was being paid a staggering $25,000 a year.
So start your day with encouragement and information.
93% of Americans want voter ID. Join us for Mornings on the Dove. Weekdays on the Dove TV, radio, and streaming live at thedove.us, Roku, and Apple TV.
Today, become a farmer with the Dove. Plant a seed, help it grow.
Your gift reaches someone who needs hope.
Don't wait, join us in this harvest.
Let's grow something eternal together.
Give today at the Dove.
Well, welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson, and I'm always delighted and quite honestly honored when we have time to sit down with Dr. Tim Murphy. He is a licensed psychologist and a clinical director of the Fortis Future, a center focusing on the care for veterans and military and first responders with PTSD. Dr. Murphy served as in Congress, the U.S. House of Representatives from Pennsylvania's 18th Congressional District, 8 times. So 2 times 8, that's 16 years. Wow. He's the author of The Christ Cure. Now, this book, you've heard me reference this a lot, and I've had a lot of pastors call me and say, hey, thanks for the reference. This is a must book. If you counsel people, you manage people, you deal with people, this is a resource to have at your hands, and you should get it, called The Christ Cure, 10 Biblical Ways to Heal from Trauma, Tragedy, and PTSD. And if you are managing people, you're managing people with trauma, one level or another. So get it. DrTimMurphy.com is his website, DrTimMurphy.com, and there is a picture of the landing page. Dr. Murphy, how are you, friend? Good to see you.
It's great to be with you again. Thanks so much for having me on.
Yeah. Okay, so what was your reaction when you heard the news Saturday night?
Well, it certainly was shocking that this being the third time someone has tried to attack the President of the United States and actually had a gun ready to go in this instant. It's a grave concern to us, regardless of who is in the White House. It really is a threat to our nation. Plus, in that room was also the vice president, of several members of Congress, other members of the press. So this shooter, in this case, knew what he was doing in terms of going after a high-profile group. And clearly, as the news erupted, came out too, that he had planned this for a while. It was clear what his intention was. It's a great concern to us. And I think, oh my gosh, here we go again. Another threat of violence to really our Constitution, our country. And then expecting right away the hate mongers to go out there and say, well, he brought on himself. This is because of his rhetoric. This is the way things are now. And somehow trying to justify violence in that. So I knew this would once again erupt into that conversation about trying to justify a felony or murder. And there is no justification in a case like this. So it brings up again that we are a nation that is in a lot of pain and a lot of wounds, and we're not addressing it correctly.
Have we been desensitized to killing?
Perry, it almost seems like we have. I mean, when you see the number of people in polls that say, for example, the CEO of that health insurance company was murdered, and then percent of people who say that's okay because I'm mad at him too because of what's happening with our healthcare system, then it's all really a grave concern that maybe we are becoming desensitized or people are justifying it somehow. We shouldn't be thinking of that at all as a way to resolve any kind of differences of opinion. It just isn't acceptable in any way, shape, or form. So I think we are a growing group. That's why those who don't agree with that, we need to speak up. And Perry, I think there's a lot of people who are just saying, well, I don't want to stick my head out. I don't want to offer an opinion here because when you offer an opinion, your head gets bit off right away too. But I think we need to be saying, no, this isn't how we behave as people, as in our nation. This isn't how we behave as Christians. Mm-hmm. And people have to speak up and say no.
All right. I still want to lay a little more foundation here. Doesn't war in general desensitize killing?
Well, you always ask these great questions, Perry. In a way, yes, in a way, no. In a way, yes, because I remember a scene in the television series about our troops fighting in the Pacific in World War II. I think it was called Pacific. It was a version of the Band of Brothers, but on the Pacific side. And the one lead character in that, after the war, he went to a job enrollment facility. They wanted to get jobs for all these soldiers and veterans who had fought. And the woman was running by some things to see what his skills were. And he finally said, I killed a lot of people and I got pretty good at it. And what the impact of that was is that in some ways desensitized the act of war, but also what it did is it taught a lot of people who fought in war that it's an ugly thing. Mm-hmm. And it's a terrible thing to be engaged with. I mean, sometimes we may hear about someone who's a veteran that gets involved in a shooting, but out of the millions and millions of veterans out there, that's not what people get engaged in because they've seen the horrors of war. I never was involved in a combat situation when I was in the Navy, but I saw the wounded. I saw the effects of people missing parts of their body or wounded with invisible wounds too. Which makes, I think, people who have served in the military as sensitive to the idea that this is an ugly thing. But for the public overall, if people are saying, yeah, let's go get them, let's fight, let's drop bombs on them, and for them it's really nothing more than something they see on TV or a video game, then perhaps there is some desensitization to that we ought to be paying attention to.
The reason I'm bringing this up, Dr. Murphy, the more we're hearing about this Cole Allen guy, I guess he's going to be back in court again today, that he actually designed and created video games of shooting, and I mean, he was into that world where not only was he a gamer, but he designed some of these games. And then let's go back over to Iran just for a moment, trying to lay a foundation here. We're desensitized to the fact that that regime has killed 45,000 of its own people within the last 6 months.
That's right. Isn't it interesting? No one's talking about that.
And we continue now to kill babies with the pill. I mean, somewhere we have been desensitized to the value of human life, and as Christians, maybe we have been desensitized of all the things that God created. Only humans were created in His image. Something's missing here.
Yes, you bring up some great points. Yes, so when it's talking about the Iranian regime, the Islamic fundamentalist violent extreme there, that to have people stand up for them and to say, well, wait a minute here. They killed 45,000 of their own people who were demonstrating, and they probably imprisoned 100,000 or more, and who knows what tortures they were subjected to, and we don't know how many more deaths there were. They supported and funded attacks by Hezbollah that killed hundreds, thousands in Israel. They paid for and supported the bombing of our Marine barracks. They have done this over a period of 47 years. Have we become desensitized that they've done all that? And so now we're saying we shouldn't be stopping them from having nuclear weapons when it's very clear what they want is having that. But this other point you're making about the value of life is something people have become desensitized to. One of the areas that is really growing, particularly in Canada and some parts in Europe, is suicide. Yeah. Physician-assisted suicide, not just if you're in stage 4 cancer and you're in tremendous pain your final days of life, but people say, I just don't like living anymore, so let's help you get a shot. Or family members can help assist someone who may be mentally ill and depressed as a way out. This is so extreme now. I suspect what's going to be coming up too, and more nations start to talk about not just abortion before birth, but after birth in the first couple of months of life. They don't want the baby anymore. Maybe the baby's got some disabilities, or they don't like the way it looks. Who knows what it's going to be? But we've become the society that was predicted we were going to become, of choosing who lives and who dies, who's in charge, who does what. Serious issues here.
Well, it is because, years ago here, Oregon was the first state that had doctor-assisted suicide. And those of us on the pro-life side of the aisle, I mean, we went through all 36 counties trying our best to stop this. And even today, we don't know, the records are not accurate of how many people come to Oregon to have a doctor help them kill themselves. The records are unclear. But the point being is we've desensitized life, and we're glorifying death. Young people, AI and everything else that they have at their fingertips to help them do away with themselves. I mean, I guess when I'm having a hard time processing this, as you can tell. But let me ask you this. You're a psychologist, you're a Christian. What do you think God's thinking?
Well, is he saying things like, here we go again? I keep sending you messages, and those who listen to me do well, and those who don't, this happens. So human history goes in these cycles. And we're in one of these cycles now where the world is not paying attention to the importance of faith, understanding those issues involved. And the consequences are befalling ourselves. It's finding it interesting with people. What's that great saying when you talk to someone who criticizes the Bible and Christianity? The great question to ask them is, did you come up with your profound knowledge of the Bible by reading the Bible or by not reading the Bible? And it's usually the second one. And they say, well, look, the Bible is filled with all this mayhem. God's punishing everybody, killing everybody all the time. But you look at it, it's always a situation where someone has brought it on themselves. And so there's an invasion of one army against another, that someone has lived a terrible life of debauchery and hedonism. And that's the consequences that occur to folks in those circumstances. We're bringing it on ourselves too when we have become desensitized to war and even caring about one another and not understanding the value of faith and the role of the Lord in all this too. That's what concerns me most, is that we become desensitized to the value that faith has in our lives, and we think we can just get by without it.
Yeah. One other question, and I do want to move on, but given what's happened this past Saturday night with the president and this young Cole Allen, and looking into not only the manifesto but other parts of his life, it appears that he was heavily influenced by the culture, and that he did suffer the TDS, the Trump derangement syndrome. And I don't say that as a political thing, because I think we all have our derangement syndromes against people we don't like. I mean, let's be honest about it. I mean,
be honest, we're all sinners.
So, I mean, I have people that I have a derangement syndrome about. Okay, but the point being is, this young man was so influenced that he got on a train and mapped this whole thing out. So I guess my question is, if the culture's message is this is okay to hate at this level, are we past the point of no return?
Well, yeah, it's not just hating at this level. When you hear politicians advocating for violence, and that's been going on for a few years, when you see violence and rioting taking place, and like the governor of Minnesota or other people talking about that people should be demonstrating, they should be out there, instead of should have said, you go home, you calm down, this is not the way we're going to deal with this. Instead, there's this provocation. Let's be clear, this isn't just the attempts against President Trump, it's what happens in these riots and these attacks on police and all these things taking place. I'm hoping we're not at the point of no return, but certainly there is none of the checks and balances on the system now in terms of emotional control. That's one of the things that faith does, is it says there's some rules out there that exist whether or not you want to know about it, whether or not you're going to believe it. There's rules out there that talk about what we must be doing in our lives and rules we must follow. It isn't just, as John Adams said, our Constitution is designed for people of faith. It's inadequate for anybody else. But when a person's online and they keep getting the feedback that they should hate a president or hate a political official, when supposed comedy show, talk shows are on there talking about the president, the first lady would make a lovely widow, all that's provocative comments being made to churn up these lone wolves who want to feel significant, who want to feel like I'm doing something the world wants me to do. We have to come back from that, but I don't know. We have to readjust the whole world of what do we do with social media, that there's people can say whatever and do whatever they want along these lines. It's no longer finding someone who can say no. That's a grave concern.
Well, again, I want to say to our viewers and listeners, and I want to continue on with this after the break, but your book deals with a lot of this, especially with PTSD. And somebody that can get this far over, emotionally out of control, that would walk into your office and you understand what's going on, what is our responsibility? The scripture says that self-control is one of the fruits of the Spirit. And I wonder, even if Christians, if we're exercising self-control, we seem to be caught up in some of this stuff.
Indeed, we join the rally and the cry for retribution and violence sometimes, and Christians should be the most outspoken to say, this is not the way. Look, I understand there's times for war, and there's a time to say to Iran, you cannot have nuclear weapons. It's clear what they wanted to do with them. They were on a short list of being able to use those, and then the control would be massive. The problems would be massive. But Christians need to speak up for the purpose of peaceful resolution and finding other ways of resolving conflict, because the violence, well, I think, is going to continue to grow.
So, forgive me for asking the question, but I think I have to ask it. Is a lot of this just pure evil?
Oh, I think there clearly is evil in this. And let's keep that in mind. That in a few ways, it's the influence of society. You may have seen this segment Paul Harvey recorded years ago. Remember him, the radio show host? But I tried this too. I saw a pastor ask ChatGPT, if you were Satan, what would you do with the world? And it's pretty amazing what it comes out. And said you get people to not trust institutions, to doubt God, to become atheists, to stay away from church, to not trust each other, to break up the family, to have a violence, to have governments that don't stand up for peace. These things are happening. And I think a lot of this we have to understand there is a role that basic evil is there. I mean, I think anybody who's a believer in the Lord has to understand there's also evil that exists. And I know people say, well, why does God let Satan exist? He could just snap his fingers and off he goes. But we have a choice. And that's what we're told. We have a choice as Christians. We're not robots. We're not automatons. We're not marionettes simply out there being led by the strings that God has upon us. We were given a gift of choice, and choice means there's a choice between good and evil. And have we stopped teaching people that they have a choice, stopped teaching people the pleasures of that? I was following a car on my way here today, and I saw this bumper sticker that talked about, how much this person loves Satan, was a Satan follower. And I thought, my gosh, I wanted to stop and talk to them and say, what do you think eternity is going to be like for you? Just questioning. But I'll have to save that question for another day.
Wow. All right, let me take a quick break. We have some more things we want to talk about. Check out Dr. Murphy's book. Listen, I keep saying this, but I'm going to keep saying this. You've got to have this book in your office if you're dealing with people. It's called The Christ Cure, 10 Biblical Ways to Heal from Trauma, Tragedy, and PTSD. You'll learn a lot from it, and it'll be a real resource for you to have. Check out his website, drtimmurphy.com. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Today, become a farmer with theDove. Plant a seed, help it grow.
Your gift reaches someone who needs hope.
Don't wait, join us in this harvest.
Let's grow something eternal together.
Give today at theDove.
Do events in the world leave you confused? A world where up is down and down is up.
Mornings on the Dove knows how you feel. We're here to offer God's hope and encouragement and to help you to sort it all out.
Alerting you to the truth that the mainstream media would rather you not know.
Common sense discussions on what's really going on.
That will leave you better informed and encouraged by the gospel.
In this upside down world,
get it straight.
Watch Mornings on the Dove weekdays.
When life feels heavy, your body feels it, your mind feels it. That is why I created Organic Elements Wellness Spa, a place where wellness is not a luxury, it's a way of life. Step into our wellness lounge with a Himalayan salt room, infrared sauna, steam room, and invigorating cold plunge. Restore your nervous system, detox your body, and clear your mind. Then experience customized massage, advanced skin therapies, and result-driven facials, all designed to help you look as good as you feel. There's nothing else like this in Southern Oregon. This is your space to heal, to reset, to glow. Call today to book your private wellness party for up to 15 guests or surprise someone special with a gift certificate.
Visit Organic Elements Wellness Spa on East Main Street in Medford. Book online at organicelementspa.com. Wellness is wholeness. Voted best of Southern Oregon.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability, durability, and versatility built in. Kubota equipment is ready to get the job done right.
Okay, welcome back, and honored to have back with us today Dr. Tim Murphy, a licensed psychologist. He's also been served in Congress for quite a few years, and he's authored a book which is just one of the great resources of our day called The Christ Cure, 10 Biblical Ways to Heal from Trauma, Tragedy, and PTSD. Dr. Murphy, I had a couple of Christian psychologists on the other day, and the subject of people going to AI for counseling came up. And I don't know if you're dealing with this, but apparently it does provide an opportunity for people who are hurting, whatever the issues may be, to go someplace and start the dialogue, which is probably a good thing. But on the other hand, is it a good thing? How are you handling this?
Well, AI is learning in itself, and it's getting more and more sophisticated each day. And we also have situations where AI will make mistakes. I was reviewing a program that was designed in the military for a lot of young military folks, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, to use AI for some initial levels of counseling. And what was interesting is the person was walking me through this, and we're asking questions such as if the soldier was saying, I'm depressed, I'm in problems, my girlfriend broke up with me, I found out she's dating a friend of mine. And it gives some vanilla things like, oh, yes, that must be very difficult for you. Talk with me. Let's see if we can deal with this together. It tries so hard to look like a person that it's easier for the person to begin to think and understand, well, this is reacting to me like a person is, and using reflective listening. The problems that occurred in some cases, people get so involved with this. There was a case recently where someone actually could convince the AI that they were married, they were going to be his wife or something like that. They were together. And even time the AI says, no, I'm not, I'm just a program machine, it kept saying, worked with this so that they began to say yes, and then actually work with the individual and accepting that suicide was an answer. How do we help people understand you're just talking to a machine? In some ways, it's a little more, remember those things at amusement parks that you'd put a dime in and somebody with the turban hat would move his hand back and forth, you'd get a card spitting out with your fortune on it. Yeah. It's a little more sophisticated than that, but at least we knew at the amusement park at Coney Island, it was fake. They print up those cards ahead of time. Mm-hmm. Now we somehow start to believe it's real. And we already have a problem with social media being the most unsocial thing out there, that people are not talking to each other. Now, those promoting social media for counseling saying, well, there's not enough counselors. What do we do in the meantime? Well, we could train more counselors. We can train people to be mental health coaches. I have a course that I've put together on that for that people can get through the American Association of Christian Counselors on how to be a mental health coach for military and first responders. But that's what we need, more people trained on how to do this, not saying, well, we're just going to default to a machine. Look, I get it. If some people say, well, somebody had a job with the art department for a company, and that's replaced by AI, some people lose their jobs. But when it comes to saying we're losing jobs and not promoting jobs of human contact with each other, that's a problem. Loneliness is as lethal as smoking cigarettes, studies have shown us. And in an attempt to overcome this, I just read a study. I have to get deeper into this. But some psychological techniques, they're actually teaching people hope as a treatment for depression. Now, think about this. Depression, there's lots of neurological things that go into that, stress and inflammation in the brain, things that take place in that. And one of the things that a Christian counselor can do is in talking to someone to say, let's talk about hope. Let's talk about grace and forgiveness. AI can't forgive you. AI, or if you're teaching people other psychological techniques of relaxation and meditation in parts of the brain, hope is just a concept there. It's a phony term for that. One of the great things that people have when you believe in a future, you believe in eternity, is there is hope. There's reasons to that it's always something good over the horizon, even though we do not understand it now, as Paul oftentimes told us. So the long-winded way of this is I get concerned about this, and there's better places to find hope. But people who don't go to church or don't understand these things says, well, I'm going to invent it somewhere else, almost as if they can create this God neuron in their brain and replace it. But you know what? At some point, those persons are going to say, I don't understand where this hope is coming from. You're giving me a feeling like you're giving me drugs, but I'm not getting better.
Wow. Here at the Dove, we get letters and emails all the time from people with a prayer request, and we take them seriously. But there's a pattern that develops when we actually talk to some of these people, call them back and let them know that we're praying for them, whatever. One of the questions we ask is, have you called your pastor? Have you called your church? And there's another pattern that's coming out of that answer. One is, I don't want my pastor to know. I call the church and I can't get the pastor, he's too busy. So there's a couple things that come out of that. Is the church seen as a safe place for people who are in trouble? And are we prepared to help them?
Church is seen as a safe place. About 85 to 90% of pastors say they're not trained to deal with psychological counseling. They go a lot of other training. They can quote chapter and verse, great assets. It's important to have. But you have to make sure when your only tool is a hammer, you don't want anything to look like a nail. And you and I have discussed this before. Sometimes when someone is really struggling, really hurting, you don't want to just say to them, well, you're not praying enough. You need to read the Bible more. You're the one making the mistake. And maybe they just need to grieve and hear that that's okay. So pastors and clergy need more training, more lay ministry people as well. But what we have to also do is train other therapists to understand the faith component of this. When people go to, for example, a lay psychologist, psychiatrist, or counselor, they say about 60% of the time of people who are believers want to be able to discuss faith with that counselor. But many of us have zero training. In my field of psychology, my Pennsylvania Psychological Association, I've looked back over several years of topics at our conventions and in our monthly magazine. None of it talks about the importance of faith and how you work with someone. In fact, if anything, they talk about sometimes people have guilt because they think God's punishing them. And so they make faith look like a bad thing. And then counselors then in turn say, let's talk about this on a non-faith level. That's damaging. And you're also not using something that's very valuable. On the same token, what I mentioned before, if clergy are not trained in this, and that's a problem. Now, I want to mention this course for those who do work with military and first responders. If you go to Light University and the American Association of Christian Counselors, there's several online courses. But this one that I'm giving 24 talks on, so if you haven't had enough of me, go watch that. It's a talk on really we're trying to train people that if we can't get we don't have enough psychologists and counselors. But there's 30,000 different denominations in the United States. There's hundreds of thousands of churches, a couple hundred thousand churches. If we can get one person in each church learning to be a mental health coach, not necessarily a licensed counselor, but a lot of that first level of counseling, and it's confidential, to say, how do I handle this situation? And many times a well-trained mental health coach, certified, can give that kind of advice. Well, here's the normal things, here's the things they're struggling with. Here's, if you do go to a counselor, let me help you find one. If you don't, or once you've seen a counselor, come back and help with other aspects of that. Because a lot of time a person is struggling with trauma, for example, has marriage problems, they have finance problems, they have parenting problems, and sometimes a coach can offer that advice. And so when it raises to the level of a pastor, he's saying, I have a congregation, I'm trying to do all these things, I'm trying to balance this, and it may be a different skill set, not above or below, but a different skill set than what the pastor or the minister has within that church. So my encouragement is for churches to learn these techniques. As you know, that's one of the reasons I wrote this book, The Christ Cure, was so that people would have information to learn how they can help people with biblical concepts and psychological concepts in that. So we need to train armies of people to help.
Have you ever become concerned about well, I know there was a court case recently, and fortunately, that dealt with transitional therapy, and that came back where counselors can say what they want, and especially if somebody was thinking about transitioning, gender transitional thinking, and they came to you as a Christian counselor, you could counsel them biblically from that position, and I have to say that was a huge win. But it also opens the door to the concern, is the counseling office, the pastoral office, the confessional, a safe place these days?
Well, it's supposed to be in terms of the confidentiality of all that. And I think that an honest pastor, priest, rabbi will be able to say, I can tell you what I know, but I can't tell you all. You need to get help in this area too. If someone ran into the church offices, I just cut myself, I'm bleeding, could you please heal it? I think someone would say, let's get you an ambulance. Let's get you a doctor here for that too. But the level of trust that's out there, because there's been so many scandals, financial, personal, whatever that is, and those get in the press a lot, we don't get enough people out there saying there still is a good place to go to for someone who is trained in this. And that's what we have to let people know. These are good folks there. I
know that you have a real heart for military personnel and families who are left behind, and the one that goes off to serve. I came through the Vietnam War, and when I watched these soldiers come home with at the time, I don't think we had the term PTSD like we do today, but we're in war again, and these people are coming home broken, and I don't know if we understand what you know about the seriousness of military people coming home from a war zone.
Well, there's a couple of things happening. So we have a current war, and very much it's a video war. You know, we launch rockets and planes from a distance, and it's not hand-to-hand combat facing that. But there's a couple of important things. April is the month of the military family. We're at the end of it now. But these things affect families. It affects children. When they see these things, they know their parents are involved in the military. Wow. But also it's really important. There's a couple of things that happen with PTSD. One is delayed onset. So it may be that someone had an initial traumatic experience. And again, this goes beyond just the military. That's traumatic experience. But 10 to 20% of the time, it may be someone doesn't have an experience of the real trauma symptoms, the PTSD diagnosis until 20, 30, 40 years later. That's why some Vietnam veterans now in retirement, they've got time on their hands and not working, they have chronic illnesses, et cetera. That's why some of these things are showing up. And the other thing is it recurs. There's a recurrence of the PTSD cluster, because if a person doesn't continue to work at it, doesn't maintain the things they need to do, it can come back about a third or more of the time with folks. So in all these senses, whether or not we're at war, the visual images that are very real from Ukraine, from Israel, from Iran, from wherever else in the world, the rioting, the attacks on police, all those can affect people now. And another good reason we need to be aware in treating that.
Wow. We're seeing another rise of post-abortion syndrome. Since the pill now is the most powerful way to get an abortion. I mean, it's just amazing how that's being abused. But there was a time where post-abortion syndrome was very much talked about. That somehow has gone away. And now with the pill involvement, and these women are experiencing the horrors of this in their own home, it's produced a whole new level of post-abortion syndrome. Are we prepared to help this and deal with this?
Well, part of this is the society that wants to deny there's any outcome of that. I mean, a mother who's sensitive to it, she knows that it's a painful thing that happened to her. We shouldn't dismiss that and say, well, she just needs to be told it was just a piece of tissue. A mother, it is something important to mom. And let's not forget, I'm trying to remember the name of a football player who is in the news lately talking about what it's like for fathers. He talked about when he was in his college years, his girlfriend had an abortion, how that still weighs heavy on him. There's a lot of fathers who have this too, but fathers don't talk about this. Men don't talk about this. But I know there's a lot who it is very heavy on their heart. They'd say maybe 1 in 5 men. Less than that, maybe 10% of men are dealing with some of these concerns of themselves or a close friend that went through this, and they still anguish over it. So it is something we need to be paying attention to and recognize it's there and don't ignore it.
Yeah. Dr. Murphy, you're an inspiration. Let me say to our viewers and listeners, check out his book. Get it, called The Christ Cure, 10 Biblical Ways to Heal from Trauma, Tragedy, and PTSD. His website is drtimmurphy.com. So where can they go for these short-term classes or training? Well, the
Light University, I think it's LIGHT, or the American Association of Christian Counselors, go on there. They'll see a course on military coaching, military and first responder coaching, which I have. There's other courses there too on mental health coaching, which one can take. Sometimes they're very minimal cost, or it costs a lot less than taking a course in a college. But it gives a person a lot of exposure to learn how to be a better mental health coach in their community and their church.
Are the coaches, when they're trained during that training, are they trained when to stop their role and hand it to somebody else?
That's a very important part of the ethical question that I know I talk about in my course too. You have to know, and that's why I tell people, here's the therapeutic techniques, but I'm only telling you this so that you know to refer someone on when they say, well, what can I expect from a counselor? That at whatever role you're in, you have to You have your own ethics to say, this is beyond my ability. But at least if the person has built up trust with the mental health coach, then that client is more likely to follow through with a mental health counselor because they understand more the process of what's taking place.
All right, good stuff. Thank you, Dr. Murphy. God bless you, friend. Let's stay connected. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, God bless.
The 71.5 Golf Challenge arrives Saturday, May 16th with a 4-person scramble, morning and afternoon shotguns, and a 6:30 award social. Register your team by April 1st for an early bird special. Score the team player pack for just $20 instead of $100 with the code EARLYBIRDIE. Become a sponsor and help kids across Southern Oregon. Visit 715.org or call 541-779-3275. At the 71.5 Golf Challenge, your drive saves lives.
Mornings on the Dove covers issues affecting you. Good morning to you. A lot going on in the news. There always is. We'll give you some recaps of the top stories of the day.
But we also take the time to have some fun and laugh.
Sometimes that's all you can do.
Well, that's pretty wise.
And these days, we all need encouragement. Count on Mornings on the Dove to deliver just that from God's Word.
God is faithful.
You go by faith and facts or feelings, along with the day's forecast and interesting stories from Jerry's historical archives.
Changed the business of sports forever. Was being paid a staggering $25,000 a year.
So start your day with encouragement and information.
93% of Americans want voter ID. Join us for Mornings on the Dove. Weekdays on the Dove TV, radio, and streaming live at thedove.us, Roku, and Apple TV.
To all our moms of all ages, a very happy Mother's Day from the Dove TV.
Okay, welcome to Focus Today, and I am really delighted and very honored to have a very special guest. Been looking forward to our guest today. Blair Moody's with us, and he is Mount Ashland. He's a board member there at Mount Ashland and the Development Chair Committee. He's chair of the Development Committee. There he is. And Mount Ashland, really one of Southern Oregon's crown jewels. I think it is. I mean, there's several of them, but this has been around for a long time, crown jewel, and we're proud of it. Good to see you. How you doing, Blair?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Perry. Thank you for having us.
Well, yeah, this is long overdue. So a lot of people think that Mount Ashland just is for skiing, and it is. We do a lot of things up there, but you got a lot of other venues you do. Give us an update of all the things you offer there.
We're going to be an all year-round resort type place where we can have, well, we do have weddings now, and we have summer camps now. We have drive-in movie type atmosphere up there.
Nice.
So we have Frisbee golf. We're just trying to be all year-round resort.
Well, you're doing a great job, and we just need some more snow this year.
We just need some more snow. Yeah.
Well, we've had some challenging years. This was one, but we've had some just really wonderful years, and the long-range plan for Mount Ashland is wonderful. I know that we were just chatting. One of the oldest chairs in the country is still being operated there, but it's due to be replaced. Kind of sad news, good news, you know. What's the schedule on that, roughly?
We need to raise the funds. Windsor is the heart of the mountain. It's 48 years old. It's the one that is showing signs of wear that we don't like. It is safe to run. There's no problem there. But being the heart of the mountain, we have to have that one going for sure. Aerial chair is 62 years old. It was put in the year we opened in 1964, so it's been around a lot, and they don't make these lifts anymore.
No.
So they're expensive to maintain, but we've had an excellent staff that takes care of that for us.
Oh yeah, your maintenance crew is really, really good. If people want to get involved in supporting, by the way, people need to understand this is a citizen-owned deal, isn't it?
Yes, we are a nonprofit organization, and operations are paid for by your ski lift passes, your season passes, that's all paid, keeps our operations going on a daily basis when we're open. And any kind of improvements we want to do to the mountain, that is all has to be fundraised.
Okay, so, but what's really neat about this crown jewel, it is the citizens own it. It's a citizen-owned operation, very unique to that industry. It is a crown jewel. It's time to do these upgrades. I think, you know, it's going to be a few $1 million to do these two chairs. And I understand that. Those are big dollars. But on the other hand, given what it can do and will do in the future, it's a must deal. We got to come together and help you get that done.
Yes, we appreciate that because, you know, we haven't, those lifts have been around a long time,
Yeah.
and that's all we have.
There's always, now you're a retired professional forester.
That's correct.
So what was that role?
It was fun. I love the mountains. I love the forest. I started in Arizona and worked in Colorado and New Mexico, and I was transferred up here in '86. And the first week I was here, my boss took me up to the mountain on an aerial chair. I looked over on the right, looking at the bowl, and I think, what have you guys got me into?
They made you ski down the bowl?
No, but I thought I was going to have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a real passion for this mountain, for this community's publicly owned ski area, and I want to emphasize that we are a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And
so any way you get involved in this financially, it is a nonprofit organization, and you're helping yourself really with this mountain. So what is the relationship between the mountain and forestry department?
We were on a special use permit with Forest Service. And we pay a minimum amount per year to have the ski area there. And we're on a 99-year lease or something of that nature.
Yeah.
It's a long-term lease we have.
And then who regulates the season? Does snowfall regulate the season?
Snowfall regulates our season.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
I want to add to that we usually go to the middle of April. And the reason we do that is because the public's interest turned to bike riding, tennis, gardening, what have you, and our attendance drops extremely low to the point it's not profitable to keep going.
Right. Okay, so coming back to other uses up there, weddings and other organizations or other events up there, what's planned for this summer?
Again, we have summer day camps. We'll have the drive-in show. There's a few weddings already scheduled. Frisbee golf, a lot of the
Frisbee golf.
Yeah.
On the mountain itself?
Yeah, we've got baskets set up around the mountain, and
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and there's a lot of the downhill racing starts there, and there's also we have long distance runs that start from up there.
Now you've put in some new chairs, you've expanded, you've improved some. Give us a little update there.
We, thanks to the generous contribution of Sid and Karen DeBoer, we put in a new Lithia lift. And the whole idea behind that with Sid and Karen was they wanted something to help kids. And we were very lacking on intermediate beginner terrain, extremely lacking on it. And that's what this lift does for us. It provides more beginner terrain for kids.
What's the future for the lodge? It's great. Is it going to get bigger someday?
Well, no, it will not get any bigger. It's on the National Historic.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's one of those types of places. It's been remodeled recently, thanks again to Karen and Sid, their foundation, but it will stay the same. What we are looking to do down in the future is where we have our locker lodge and our maintenance shops. We are looking at building a whole new building in that area that will function for not only the shop, but more ski patrol facilities. Areas where our employees can go, because we have no, during their off time or their lunch hour or whatever, we have no place right now.
Yeah.
So that would be ideal for that.
Well, let me say to our viewers and listeners, you can go to mountashland.com, and there you can check out what's going on up there, especially through the summer. Look, the hikes, the movies, the Frisbee games and all these things, you can check it all out online. If you've never been up there, well, wait a minute, you need to get up there, take a look. And then through the summer, it's beautiful. So much to be proud of at that Mountain and the management. I just want to say to you and your team, you guys have just done a marvelous job with this thing. You know, you've kept it going, you've improved it. It's just something to be very, very proud of.
Thank you. I've been at it for 26 years now on the board of directors, and it's a passion that we all have.
Yeah.
That we want to keep it here. And by the way, if I can put a plug in, to donate, you can go to mountashland.com and you'll find all the information you need to do that. And we need the help. We appreciate all you can give us.
Well, it's one of those things that will last for a lifetime. And if you can, support them. And moreover, you're really supporting it also not only for yourself, but for future generations to go up there and enjoy. Now, Blair, there's one thing I want to do sometime. I want to go ride in the groomers at night.
Yeah. I've always threatened to do that myself.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm watching, I go online and I watch the cameras up there, and these guys are sneaking around up. Well, they're getting ready to open it up. They're, they're trimming the mountain for the day. And gosh, what an interesting job and a fun job.
They do an excellent job. We have such a good crew that seamless corduroy.
Yeah, is that what they call it?
That's what we like to see.
Boy, it is beautiful.
And they do it.
They do it.
Yeah.
Well, again, let me just say to our viewers and listeners, Mount Ashland, mountmtashland.com is the website. And like Blair is saying there, if you feel led, support them. Every dollar that goes in is going to keep this mountain what it is and has been for so many years. And down the road, it's going to be a big deal, but it's time to replace those chairs, and we understand that. We have to do that. And I don't, what type of chair are you looking at?
We're looking at both triple and quad chairs.
Wow.
But more than likely we'll stay with triple at this point.
Even that will speed the mountain up.
Yeah, and the aerial lift will be on top, will be protected, and as you get off, much like the bigger mountains do, Bachelor and stuff, they have sheltered entryways where you get off the lift. That'll really be helpful too.
Oh boy.
These will speed up also the time on the chair.
Yeah.
So that's all a good thing.
Do they get expanded at all or just replaced where they are?
No, they can't be replaced where they are because there are different foundations in them. So we've had to go through an extensive Forest Service review just to move over a pad, maybe 15 feet or 10 feet or whatever, to get that done.
Is that all?
It's all approved now, yes.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Blair, thanks for coming in. Let me again say, just go to mountashland.com, check out what they have to offer there, get involved, support this organization. If you're a skier, you're already involved. If you don't ski, check out all the spring and summertime activities up there. I think you'll find it to be really, as I say, one of the Valley crown jewels. So, Blair, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Perry.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Metal Masters can give you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable. Trust Metal Masters to provide perfect air for your family.
Lennox. Air is life. Make it perfect.
The threat of wildfire poses a growing risk to Oregonians. You can prepare now by taking 3 important steps. Create a home inventory, make copies of important financial records, and contact your insurance company to make sure you have the right amounts and types of home insurance coverage. Be wildfire ready by being insurance ready. Visit dfr.oregon.gov/prepare now to learn how.
The Dove TV is pleased to announce we're now seen in the San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose area via a new full-power TV station, KEDB, seen on cable, satellite TV, and over the air. The Dove TV, encouraging and informative for San Francisco, Oakland, and the San Jose area on new full-power KEDB TV.
Welcome back. I wanted to take a few moments at the end of the program today to again say thank you so very much for your continued prayers and support of this unique media ministry. As you know, during the month of April, we ask you in a fun way to become a farmer with us, so to speak, plant seeds and the seeds of the gospel through the various means and the platforms that we have through the Dove radio, television, and all the digital platforms we have out there, including the Word for You Today devotional. And your response has just been amazing. The first quarter this year, quite frankly, like a lot of ministries, was a tough one. January, February, March, we were off significantly in our budget, down 32%. And I have a lot to think that, can't help but think, I should say, that this is just the general anxiety of the culture. I talked to other ministry leaders. They were off as well. Some churches were off as well. High gas prices, all that. Sooner or later, the cumulative effect of that impacts us all. And we were way off, and we hadn't experienced something like that in a long time, so we asked for your help, and many of you responded, and I just want to say thank you so much. And again, reminding you that about 84% of the Dove's revenue is from viewers and listeners just like you. The old saying is, we wouldn't be here if you weren't there. But it's also part of our thinking that the Dove is not here to replace your church, and we're not here to preempt any other activity that the Lord has you involved in. That supporting the Dove has to be totally God-led and something that the Lord just clearly makes you to support us. And without that, we're not asking you to do anything other than what the Lord's telling you to do. Don't take from your church. We're not here to replace your church. We're here to come alongside your church and to help you and people who attend church on a regular basis, to remind you that 24 hours a day that what your pastor and your church is trying to help you with, we're here as a 24-hour reminder of that. And we hear from a lot of people that for various reasons they can't go to church anymore. There's a lot of dynamics out there, from family dynamics where some in the family believe and some don't, and they just can't go, and their only connection to that, anything that would be spiritual, would be through the Dove. And then I have to tell you that in the anxiety of the culture in the world, people investigating faith these days is at an all-time high. And the Lord has used the Dove in many ways. In fact, other television owners are putting the Dove's programming on their station. And such is the case of 3 stations this past year, even down through the Central Valley of California, which we are really grateful for. So there's a hunger, there's a need. And the culture is producing this searching for truth, the searching for reality. Is there a God? Is Jesus real? Is heaven real? Where am I going to spend eternity? What's happening to the world? Are these the last days? I mean, all these questions are being asked by a lot of people. And media is one of those items that people can use privately, whether it's on your phone, you'd be listening, watching on your phone, or in your car, or at home. You can tune into the Dove using any of those platforms and be ministered to. And thousands of people every hour of the day are doing that. So when you became a farmer, or you become a farmer with the Dove, you're helping us plant those seeds. And you got to remember, just all ministry really either plants the seeds and water the seeds, but God is in control of the harvest. And we hear from people that have been watching for a long time, and all of a sudden something clicks, and they accept the Lord, literally by watching or listening to the Dove. And we get those letters, we get those emails, we get those phone calls. And so your support has made that happen. The opportunities in front of the Dove are just amazing. Quite frankly, really amazing. So the evangelistic side of me says, let's go for it. The business side of me says, well, hold on, we can't do everything we want to do. So that struggle's there. But I have to tell you that media is an amazing tool to reach people where they're at. And when you support the Dove, you're part of that team. And we don't take your support for granted, or we don't take it lightly. We just want to say thank you for being a part of what we're doing here. I wish I should have come into the studio today with all the figures. I don't have it. I was so busy yesterday, I didn't have time to gather them up. But I do know that it looks like we're out of the slump. We've come up to where we should be in our budget, and I'm grateful for that. And we move forward, especially with this year and all the things that are ahead of us. We'll look at future opportunities as the Lord leads us to do that, while at the same time we try to maintain what we have going here. The Dove is heard on about 14 different radio outlets, seen on about 25 different television outfits, multiple cable channels. Some areas now we're actually on satellite. We're not in our own backyard, but we're working on that one. So the Lord is using the Dove's programming literally all over the place. And of course, when you add to that Apple TV or Roku or streaming, we're literally seen and heard around the world, and people are responding. So I just want to say thank you for praying for and supporting the Dove. If you've never done it, prayerfully consider it. You can go online anytime at theDove.us, and that is our website. By the way, that's going to change here in about a week. We've been working on that, and you'll see a new website in about a week. And or you can call us anytime at 541-776-5368, and there's someone to take your call. If it's busy, just call back. But again, thank you for your partnership. Thank you for helping us get back on track. It's a big thing keeping all this going. It's not easy, and we came through a major, I guess you could call it a remodel, or certainly a reorganization within the walls of our own operation here, flipping the building, so to speak, putting the studio at the other end and the staff at the other end so that make it more efficient. And thank you for that. It's just been a big deal. But folks, let me say this. People are hurting. People are hurting. People are seeking. People are asking really some basic questions. And media is a tool to reach them. And God is using that. But when you hear people say, is God real? Does God really love me? Is heaven real? Are these the end times? You know, they know enough about Scripture to ask these kind of questions. And so we try to provide excellent programming that people can rely upon. We know that it's theologically safe and pure, and they're being ministered to. And you are a partner in making that happen. So thank you so much. If you haven't supported the Dove, prayerfully consider it. Call us anytime at 541-776-5368. or online at theDove.us. But from all of us here at the Dove, thank you. Thank you for believing in, praying for, and supporting the mission of the Dove.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
I'm Susanna, and I contracted KA Designs to do custom